Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Operation Bloodstorm. I am your GM, Wayne. Um, I'm basically going to give a little bit of an intro here. Um, I am a long-standing GM on multiple streams, shows. Source and Shenanigans is my main show that I run. I'm also over on the Emerald Collective doing their Daggerheart mini campaign. And I have done multiple charity streams with D8 Dungeon, and I've guested, I think, on a couple of shows as well. Long-term forever GM. So yeah, that's some of the stuff I work on. I'm also a comic book writer and colorist. You can find me over at Rogue Comics and a podcast member of the long-standing podcast, the Irish Pubcast. So that is me. I will be your GM for this evening of this. It's the last of the Irish D8 Dungeon streams for today, and we'll be going over to Hex's afterwards, and they'll be taking over the reins over there in Australia at the crack of dawn. But yes, I am here to run this game of chaos, blood, and mayhem. But now let's meet our players. So if I'm looking at the stream here correctly, on my left we have Paul. Can you introduce yourself, please, and tell us about your character?
Of course. Hello, my name is Paul, aka Ampersand D20. I run, produce, and game master over on Ampersand D20 Productions, I think it is, in Twitch. I have no idea. Click me in chat. My character is Flint, a little bat-type creature who is a mixture between a vampire, crazy-ass bat, and a little Labrador, because he's very loyal to the other vampires around. Very excited to be here on D8 Dungeons, first time appearing on their channel. Very proud to be supporting them, and very excited to be under Wayne's tutelage.
Excellent, thank you so much. Next up, we have Zool.
Hello, and I apologize ahead of time for any lag in my video audio. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Texas right now with bad internet. So I'll do the best I can. I play on a game called The Knights Who Say Chill on YouTube about once a month, 5th edition game. And I played in one drive for D8 Dungeon for Cancer earlier this spring. And I have loved the D8 Dungeon and other Irish TTRPG community, and they've welcomed me in, and I'm happy to be here and kill some vampires. So donate blood. I need it.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Sil. And next up we have Riley. You can introduce yourself, sir, and give us a bit of intro about your character.
Oh, well, absolutely. Hi there, everybody. My name's Riley Manis. I'm from not middle of nowhere, Texas, but middle of nowhere.
I didn't
Georgia,
intro my
over
character.
the
I'm
US.
sorry.
Oh, please go ahead.
So, do you want to go ahead and intro
I'm sorry.
your character?
Yes, I am playing Nicole. I am playing Nicole. She is a resistance fighter from France, and she's very pissed because the Nazis have killed all of her people, including her girlfriend, and she is a munitions expert. And I just cannot wait to blow up some Nazis.
Nice. Thank you very much, Sil. Okay, Riley, go ahead.
Second time's the charm. Happy to follow up on another fellow gun enthusiast, as I, Riley Manis, will be playing the illustrious Chuck, cowboy extraordinaire who's not just a cowboy but consumes the films and the media, has no heavy opinions about any actors in particular who did too many films, but instead has opinions about pointing his guns right at the people he needs to be shooting at in just a little bit now.
Excellent. I love it.
Nice. Apologies. Is Chuck supposed to be on camera on stream because I can't see him?
Maybe that's a spoiler. You should have a little patience for, Flint. That's actually our next donation goal. You have to pay. We have to get to 1,100 to unlock my camera for the stream for 11,000.
And that's a nice little segue there to talk about the charity for this evening. So obviously all the streams today have been in support of Project Hope, and everyone that has donated so far, you're absolute fucking superstars. We're just over $10,510 donated into the charity for the stream so far, and that is unbelievable. You've absolutely smashed it. We are going to keep asking you to donate, though. We need all the monies. And there's a little bit of information about Project Hope. I'm sure all the other GMs have talked about this, but let's talk about it again. So over 1,000 employees in more than 25 countries across 5 continents. They work hand in hand with local health workers and health systems, provide urgent relief care and transformative solutions that drive lasting impact. Project Hope places power in the hands of local healthcare workers to save lives across the globe. They envision a world where everyone everywhere can access quality healthcare. Where every second counts, Project Hope deliver the urgent relief that saves lives. They take a no-regrets approach to emergency response. They are fast, nimble, trustworthy, and committed to working with local partners to meet the most critical needs. Now, the world, as we know it right now, is an absolute fucking shitstorm. And people like Project Hope are essential to the survival of a lot of people across the world. All the money everyone has donated today has been amazing and will continue to be amazing as you continue to donate. With that in mind, as part of the kind of the game as it is, Eat the Reich, to give you an idea of what the game is, Eat the Reich is a set in World War II in 1943, France. We're doing this a bit different because it's me being the GM and I have to be that weirdo that changes things. So the main story of Eat the Reich is you're trying to kill Hitler. That's the main story. We are not doing that. That is the main mission 1. The players tonight are going to be doing the side mission, the second team that gets sent in to take down Hitler's secret weapons factory, where developing some kind of occult weapon that it is still part of the story of Eat the Reich, but is not part of the main story. But I thought tonight we'll make it a bit different. We'll use the Eat the Reich system, which is called the Havoc system. It's a D6 system, and I swear to God, a dog with a hammer in his arse could do it. It's so easy. You roll a couple of D6, you throw away the lowest number, and you keep the highest number. That's how you do it. Really straightforward, and you'll see it unfold. But because Eat the Reich is vampires, everything is around blood. So essentially, there is a blood drive going on here tonight to help your vampires in their task. So the Eat the Reich incentives are a $5 donation will get them a plasma ration, which will add an additional D6 to any attack or skill check or clear 1 injury. A $10 donation is called a Vampire Surge. Focus your vampire senses and clear 3 injury points. $15 gets them an ally's secret stash. A plasma pack for each team member with which will allow them to add an additional D6 to any attack, skill check, or clear 1 injury. Then we have a $20 donation, which is a vampiric suggestion. When an enemy makes a heavy or severe move against you or your ally, focus your vamp senses to preempt and reverse the move, causing all of the consequences to impact on the enemy instead. And then finally, the big one, $30 donation. Vive la résistance. When all seems lost, your backs are to the wall, no escape in sight. Call on the French resistance who are never too far away for aid. All team members clear 3 injury points, and each player adds an additional 2 dice to their next attack roll as the resistance provides support. So they are the incentives for this game. So you can donate if you wish, put it in chat to say you've donated $5 for a plasma, and you can donate it directly to a particular character, or you can just say it's in a pool and people can pull from it when they need to. But it's $5, $10, $15, $20, $30. Okay, so they are the incentives for this game, and they will all go towards Project Hope, and that will also help the players. And the players have already asked, could they donate to themselves? And I says, yeah, sure, donate away, to give themselves all the boons and bonuses they want. So, without further ado, I'll just check my checklist here to make sure we've covered everything else. I think we have. We are about to jump in to Eat the Reich, Operation Bloodstorm. It is 1943. The Nazi war machine has ravaged across Europe. They have taken Paris and set up a stronghold. Information is said that Hitler himself is bedded down in the City of Lights. But this team are not interested in the Fuhrer. They're interested in his evil doings and his machinations. The three of you find yourself in a dimly lit British Armed Forces or British Air Force forces, unnamed kind of hangar bay. You were brought here in the cover of darkness. You don't know how you don't know where you came from. You were picked up, thrown at the back of a truck, and driven here by your commanding officer. You were told you were going to be debriefed and flown direct to Paris, dropped in to undertake a dire mission. And as you step from the back of your truck down onto the flat tarmac of the runway, a distant hangar dimly lit in the distance, you are hit with the smell of oil, burnt rubber, just smoke wafting through the air. Your vampiric senses heightened. You can feel the tension. Any humans that are milling about here, you can hear their distant heartbeats as your senses tune in, like the boom, 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 boom of their hearts as they run to and fro, loading up ammo crates into these large bombers that sit dormant on the runway, waiting to take off. 3 of you stand there, and just as a note, folks, we do have an additional player, Joe, who will be joining us shortly. He's not currently on stream, but he will be joining us shortly as part of the story. But he doesn't join us right at the beginning. You're able to see his character art on screen at the moment. He will be joining us, and not to make you keep you wondering, okay? Not to have Joe waiting too long. But as you stand there on this runway, the 3 of you together, you all know each other. You've worked together on numerous missions, but this one feels different. You've worked your way up through the ranks. Your commanding officer has begun to trust you, understands your abilities as a group, and knows that you've been brought here on the cusp of what is meant to be the mission. But you know it's not been undertaken by you. There are another crack team. You see, as you look across the tarmac, you see 4 large coffin-shaped iron casts rolled up into the back of one of the bombers. And you know what they are. They are the drop coffins. You know that you will be soon loaded into one of these each and dropped into France. You see off in the distance, standing in the massive doorway of the hangar, you see a tall, lean figure, bald, a long, trim beard, black. As they stand there, arms behind their back, they're wearing Royal Air Force fatigues, looking black in the darkness, but you know that they're navy blue. And they kind of raise their head in gesture, and you can just hear the whisper of their voice over the air with your heightened vampiric senses as they call to you. You will be debriefed now if you wish to come forward. And you see the figure turn on its heel and walk back into the hangar. What did the 3 of you do?
I think I'm going to follow along, singing a little song. We're all going on a summer holiday, let's go. Also, just for the record, I don't know why I did it in Flint's voice. I've donated some pennies, 2 lots of Allies Secret Stash.
Nice. So take a note of that. So you now have 2 Allies Secret Stashes.
Yeah. It's for the pool. Anyone can use it. I'm not being that selfish.
Yeah. So just to remind everyone what that is, an Allies Secret Stash will give you... Sorry, bringing up my list. Allies Secret Stash is a plasma pack for each team member and add an additional D6 to any attack or skill check or clear 1 injury. So you have 2 of those in your inventory before you even start. And so Flint shambles off towards the hangar with Nicole and Chuck standing there.
What,
yeah.
What does the plasma pack do?
The plasma pack for each, it's a plasma. So an Allies Secret Stash is a
what
plasma
does the plasma
pack.
pack do?
Yeah, it's a plasma pack for each member of the team. Gives an additional D6 to any attack or skill check or clears 1 injury. Okay? Now, so Flint has shambled off towards the hangar. Chuck and Nicole, you're standing on the tarmac watching him wander off, his wings flapping, his unusual stench still wafting in your nostrils. What do you wish to do?
I think the tune picked up Chuck's mood a tiny bit because he's just looking around. I mean, just kind of looks a bit confused, sees this big figure walk back. He knows the business of what we do now, but Cole, hell's Crosgrave at? This is his turf after all. Only one not with us.
He is here somewhere. I know he is. Let's just go. He will join us, I am sure.
Yeah, guess you're right. I think I see Flint stealing some packs for us, so let's get in there, make sure he doesn't get in too much trouble. Come on now.
And the two of you wander off, heading into the hangar. We're going to cut now real quick, just as a side, as the three of you disappear into the gloominess of the hangar. We cut to the Parisian countryside, and we see Cosgrove, as the camera zooms in on Cosgrove, hunkered down in a series of bushes. Cosgrove, you find yourself standing there. Joel, introduce yourself and tell us about your character, please.
Hello, my name is Joel, but I will be playing Cosgrave with a very terribly attempted accent, so I apologize to everyone for probably what will be the worst crime committed by a vampire, which will be the accent. But I'm playing Cosgrave. He is a necromancer. He's so interested in all things occult. He's on the run because he's not only being targeted by a mafia, he's being targeted by the undead mafia, who are capable of, I guess, not only whacking you once, but they can just keep on whacking you because you're undead and they're undead. They're just going to keep placing hits on you. He has he's got a few tricks up his sleeve, which we'll get to see, which hopefully I'll pull off as well. But the character art, I think, is available for everyone to see. It is pretty, very, very phenomenal. Cosgrave does have more hair than I do, unfortunately, but I didn't fix that one. I did my best. But...
Joel, is it possible for you to turn your mic up just a wee bit?
Yeah, I'll have a check. Sorry, I've had an actual microphone. I'm trying to get it just.
Not a problem. Take your time. No stress. Fantastic. So,
sorry about that.
You're okay. Cosgrave, you're hunkered down in these bushes. You have indeed just escaped from a scouting party of the Undead Mafia who are based here in Paris. You're on the outskirts, not too far. You're about maybe 5 to 10 miles from the Palace of Versailles. And the information that you've been given by your superiors was to meet your team here. You were dropped in previously 2 weeks ago. You were the vamp who provided the information to let your superiors know that the weapons factory was active and here, and in fact had been installed in the outskirts and inside the Palace of Versailles, because the Nazis have perverted everything here. Everything that was held dear to the French, they've twisted to their own machinations, and it is fucked up beyond all recognition. And you are holding on for dear life because you have villains coming at you from all sides. You've been dodging Nazi patrols. You've just slipped away from the Undead Mafia, and that is where we find you. You have to hunker down low and wait for the rest of your team to arrive in. And that's when we cut back to the hangar. As the three of you now are seated in a very large hangar that is lined with rows of seats, with a small stage and a large map on a billboard that's standing atop of the stage. There is very few lights here because there's no needed. Your vamps you can see in the dark, but this essentially is a much larger staging ground for an invasion that has already taken place, and you are the follow-up team. The three of you sit wherever you want to sit in these rows of seats, as that tall individual with the lied form and the navy blue of the Royal British Air Force, their bald head gleaming even in the darkness, and their black beard just pointed and shaven. It comes to a point. As they stand there with their hands behind their back, indeed you know this is another fellow vamp. This is Commander Alistair Brennan, a well-renowned higher commander within the British Air Force of their vamp division. They're night flyers, essentially. And he is your commanding officer that instills you with your orders. He looks around the room, takes the three of you in, and just gives a brief nod. It's like, you're all here this evening to undertake a very important mission. You are the second insertion team to go into Paris with direct orders of pure, wanton destruction. Your fellow team member, Cosgrave, has been embedded in the Parisian system spy network for the last 2 weeks. He provided us with very important intel. There is a German occult weapons factory that has been constructed inside the Palace of Versailles. They have perverted it, used the metallurgical instillment throughout the palace to emphasize the occult powers and brew an army of unimaginable power. Your mission starts tonight. You will be dropped into the outskirts of Paris. The Nazis have constructed a large anti-occult conductor atop the Eiffel Tower, which is forcing all of our drop coffins off course, but we will use it to our advantage. It will force you in the direction we need you to go, rather than into the center of Paris. You must infiltrate this weapons factory and destroy everything within. Burn it to the ground. Versailles must burn. He throws down a kind of a pack to each of you. And in the pack, you see kind of like maps, layouts of Versailles, all intel of what Cosgrave has provided. It's sketchy in some parts, but you see like there are scout movements. There are general maps of the area. Some of them out of date, some of them only about 3 weeks old, 2 weeks old. The one thing that is missing is the exact details of what exactly is being created in this factory. You do not know. Commander Brennan then kind of steps forward to the edge of the stage and looks down at the three of you. You've never had to endure a drop such as this. I will prepare you for as best I can for a drop coffin. You will be obliterated upon impact, but an infusion of the superior non-blood freely given by our Sisters of Mercy division will be instilled in you and revive you back to life. It will be very painful. Some of you may like this, and he kind of gives Flint a little glance. Some of you may not, but it is for the greater good. Your drop coffins await. You will be loaded in the next 10 minutes. Ask your questions now, or forever hold your peace.
I'm excited. This is everything Flint likes. It has murdering Nazis, it has Paris, it has fire. What more could I ask for? Is it going to be candy floss?
That wasn't in the briefing pack.
Ah, well, I guess 3 out of 4 of Flint's favorite things is okay.
We'll find some for you, Flynn. I'm sure they got a confectionery somewhere out there in Versailles before we blow it all to hell.
Yeah, I think they would. Do you know what they're making there, mister?
As I've said, the information is sketchy at best. All we know is that they are building something that is imbued with the power of the occult. We have fought fire with fire. They have their Ubermensch. They have their Ubervu. Building something else, something powerful, something evil. And it must be stopped.
Sounds good to me. And we're going to meet Cosgrave on the floor. That sounds good.
This must be très important if they are going to kill us all.
You will be revived upon drop. It just will hurt a lot.
Do we die on every coffin drop?
Oui,
or is this
oui. Maybe,
especially
bien sûr.
painful?
I understand this, but this is...
Go ahead, Zil.
Say, maybe I understand that this is, but this is very unusual for them to go to this extreme with the nun's blood and everything. So it must be très important. This is not the normal mission.
No, this could win the war. Now, here, and we could all be home for Christmas. And with that, you hear a large clanking, rolling sound coming from the other end as 3 large drop coffins, massive in their shape. They are coffin shaped, obviously, but massive, with huge pistons and steam puffing out from the sides of it as technicians push them along and are twisting dials. And as they take you all in, they kind of start making adjustments from your sizes and different things. Do vampires celebrate Christmas? Who knows? Maybe they do. You know, this is the chat, by the way. I'm asking that question. So, as the drop coffins are rolled out one by one, put at the end of this large hangar, and you see far out on the tarmac that lone bomber waiting to be loaded. As the drop coffins, front of them open up, each adjusted to each of your sizes. One in particular for Flint's wingspan has been widened as you can fit your wings in. Not so much comfortably, but comfortable enough as far as this is concerned. You see on the side large canisters, red, blood red, that seem to be filled to the brim with the superior nun's blood that's waiting to be pumped in upon impact. As the commander gestures coolly to each of the coffins and expects you all to get in.
Well, the Nazis aren't going to wait for us to get there. Let's go.
Allons-y.
And one wing and the other wing.
So one by one, you step into the coffins, and then you feel like you get in, and there is a bit of cushion here, but not a lot. They're not built for comfort. As you step in, and the cold iron of them kind of chills against your skin, which is equally cool. And one by one, they're closed and sealed, and there's a hiss of steam, and it just goes pitch dark. Even with your vampiric senses, you just see darkness. And after a minute, you feel them, they trundle, and then start getting loaded into the bomber. And after a couple of minutes, the engines rev, it hits the runway, and it takes off up high into the sky, very high, aiming towards Paris. At this point, we cut back to Cosgrove. Cosgrove, you are still in the same position you're in. You know that the drop coffins are meant to come in this general vicinity, and you are keeping your eye on the sky. And it's at that moment you hear off in the distance the very familiar of flak cannons firing skyward. As over Paris, you see the glare and flash of ammo as it pierces the cloudy sky. The moon, full, peaks every now and again from behind clouds that are illuminated with the explosions of the flak cannons that the Germans are firing up at the bombers that are now. You hear the hum off in the distance. Paris is a good 15 miles, like you're out near Versailles, so you're a good couple of miles outside the main city. But you're aware of the situation. You know that the Eiffel Tower has been tuned to block any kind of occult drops into the city as a combatant against the Allied forces. And you can look
real
off in the
inconvenience.
distance to your family. Yes, real inconvenience. Not considered at all.
No,
When you look off into the distance and you see the bombers as they're trying to get closer and closer, but there's a kind of an intermittent flash every now and again on top of the flak where you see this purple hue bleed into the sky, and the bombers as specks in the air as your vampire eyes pick them out, they kind of swerve and are forced off course, and you just make out little dots dropping from them. They look like bombs, laden, but weirdly shaped as they fall and dissipate into the distance. This is the first team that are on their way to kill Hitler. And you await your team that are meant to be coming over this part of the city. And it's about another half an hour. The flak is still firing. You still see the intermittent flashes of purple. When just as you pick it out, actually, let's have the first dice roll of the game. I want you to give me, and this is, I do have the beautiful rule book here of Victor Reich from Howard and Kirby. I need you to give me a search roll, please. So take your search. The way this works, folks, is to give you an idea of the mechanics. It's the Havoc system, as I've said. Basically, each player has a series of stats. So you are playing as Cosgrave. Cosgrave has a search ability of 2. That means you roll 2d6, and you discard anything below a 4. And then from 4 up to 6 can be a success or a critical on a 6. So give me another roll there.
I've gotten a critical and a success as well. So the 6
Nice.
and a 5.
So with a critical, the great thing about a critical, the way they work is you get extra added bonuses. So with a critical, you get to add a +2 to anything. So your blood is up now, Cosgrave. It's starting. So as you start to scan the skies, you straight away get 2 blood. So mark yourself for 2 blood. So you now have 3 blood because everyone has started in the game with 1 blood. So you have 3 blood, and you can use your blood to utilize into your abilities. later on in the game when more exciting things are happening.
Imagine Cosgrave is just kind of while he's sitting there, just snacking on something that he's found. It's kind of just like a vampiric juice box. Kind of like,
Nice. One of your little
Good.
rations. Just one of the little plasma rations.
Well, he'd never admit it because to everyone else it would be the fact he's got nun's blood as well. If anyone asks, they just gave him the nun's blood because he's that good. But it's absolutely just a rat that he found. It's just a mouse that he's tried.
And you're tuning in now. You're able to. You're so pumped. The blood is pumping in your ears. You can feel it at the back of your mind as it just starts to fill your body with energy. And you zoom in and you just basically focus on the sky. And you notice that their main bombers are heading towards Paris, in towards where the Führer's den bunker is meant to be. But then you notice that there's another bomber, a solo bomber by itself, skimming the outskirts, riding that wave of occult energy that's emanating off the Eiffel Tower. And it's literally surfing along it, aiming itself. Inside the bomber, the bomb bay doors open. And one by one, the three of you feel the G-force hit as the straps that you're strapped in, and the coffin rattles, the air rushing around you as you're catapulted through the sky. And you can feel, even off in the their heaviness just driving them down, gravity pulling at them. The three of you inside can just the tension of, is the earth going to hit? When is it going to hit? It's flashing through your mind. Flint is probably singing to himself, who knows? But it's just chaos in your mind as the blood is rushing up to it. And if there's a little bit of fear, I don't know. That's your own choice. If you have that fear in that moment as you're waiting for the impact. And about half a mile away, Cosgrove, you see, hitting the side of a long, kind of a high hill, the three coffins hit inside, completely compressed. The three of you get turned into pulp, and instantly the Mother Superior blood injects itself, and your bodies rebuild. As the coffin bursts open, you rush out. Cosgrave, you're rushing up now, I take it, towards where the crash site is. Tell me, all three of you, how do you feel in this moment as you rushed back to life?
Quite invigorated, to be fair. Like, I apologize, I can't remember what you answered. Does every coffin drop killers, or is this especially
just given the circumstances? So the blood is surging through you as your body reforms, and each of you in turn burst out of the coffin. In that moment, please show, if you could show Emma, if you could show the drop coffin art there on the screen for the players and for the audience, just to show us what it's like. We do have some nice art from the game by Will Kirkby, is the artist in Eat to Write, and the artwork throughout this entire game is absolutely phenomenal. So I felt only right that we show it off. So as the three of you burst out of the coffin, Cosgrave, with your vampire speed, you get there really fast. But also, so does a Nazi scouting party, as they see the drop coffins fall from the sky, and they're waiting for you as you emerge and burst from the coffin. Now, in that moment, I will get everyone an advantage in this moment because you are a sight to behold. Three coffins bursting forth from three vampires bursting forth from coffins, invigorated by nun blood. I'm going to get everyone an advantage on a terrify roll. So what this is, you just add an additional D6 to a terrify roll, and I need everyone to roll this. Cosgrave, if you wish, you could roll this in surprise because you're arriving in as well. So I'm going to get everyone to roll this.
and just remind me, so ignore everything below a 3, is that right? Or 3 and below?
Everything from 3 down. So you want to be getting 4s up.
Okay. And it's how many of those dice that are above a 3 that
2
matter?
6s and a 5.
Nice, that's a good one. Okay. So Flint, what did you get?
I just got a singular 5.
Singular 5. Excellent. That's a success. Chuck, what did you get?
I have a 4, a 5, and a 1.
Okay, so you got the 4 and the 5. We're going to take them as successes. That's great. And Zul, you're definitely set. Cosgrave, what did you get? Sorry, Nicole, Cosgrave, what did you get?
I got no successes, so as I said, I'm not that terrifying at the moment.
Okay, so you're basically running up the hill behind us, and the side of the tree of them bursting from their coffins is all that draws these. So you see them coming out from a tree line, from a series of trees on the woods that are kind of adjacent to the area. You see a patrol of 10 Nazi soldiers rushing out. Their machine guns and rifles are readied, aimed at you. All of them seem to be wearing accoutrement of the occult, but as they see these 3 vampiric forms burst forth, terrifying, mouths flailing, blood, and gore, and spittle, just, as your fangs are just rushing out towards them. You're fully in a vampire rage, covered in your own gore from your own rebirth. It is a terrifying sight to see, and a couple of them shit themselves. I'm not going to lie. There is a clear stench of Nazi shit. As they like, my God in Himmel, as they kind of like turn. Some of them kind of get some fire off, but they're so like they literally like those multiple successes, a couple of crits. They all just started firing wildly. So you get a surprise round on these 10 soldiers. So you all get to do an attack here. Now, within Eat the Reich, everyone has equipment, where you have your straight up vampire fangs and vampire claws. You can choose to use your equipment, which will give you bonuses to your rolls. They're all on your character sheet, so please have a gander. Or you can decide to just straight up massacre these fuckers and eat them. It's totally your call. I'm going to let everyone make their own decision in this one. I'm going to start with Flint. What do you want to do first?
So in terms of how I'm feeling, like all the injections, I'm guessing, are the numbered on various different parts of the body. But the wings are always the last to reform, because as far as I'm concerned, bat wings are like ears. They're just bone and stretched skin. You can't really inject blood into them. So he's just sort of readjusting his wings as sort of the last bone to click into place. And as his eyes sort of adjust, because yes, we all have dark vision, so to speak, but even going from exploded coughing to dying to looking around would still take some time. I'm just going to see immediately the first Nazi near me. I'm just going to a blind, bloodlusted rage. I'm going to launch myself at him with a melee range. And not only am I just going to swipe and strike him, but I'm also going to use Ravenous, which is an ability of Flint's. When I am in melee combat, and then it just says special, gain 3 blood. Does that just mean I gain 3 blood? What does the special part mean?
I'm going to say this right now is a very special moment, so you get the 3 blood when you do
fair.
that attack. Again, folks, this is for everyone watching and the players here. The rules of this for me are going to be very loosey-goosey, because we're just here to have fun and raise a load of money. That's what we're here for. So when I see special, this is a pretty special moment. Let's go for it. You're going to roll to attack, and if this attack lands, you will gain 3 blood in your moment.
Excellent. What do I roll for that? Is it a brawl?
Oh, so you're going to be rolling your brawl attack, okay? So your brawl attack is 4.
It is, and that is the same.
Your Ravenous ability is going to give you an additional D6 on top of that as well.
I nailed it. I should have got more D6 prepared. Oh, that is beautiful. Everything above a 3? Yes. I got a 4, a 5, and a 6.
A 6 is a crit, so you add an additional +2 to the damage. Okay, so you're going. I'm just going to get my little stat blocks here because I've got everything tagged here in this book. You're going for the nearest Nazi soldier. They are, you've hit them for definite. You've hit this guy. So that's a success. So because you've got successes, that's an automatic hit. There's no AC you have to hit here. You don't have to get past any armor. Essentially, you've got a success. You've got a crit, which is a +2 to damage. Okay. And then you've got 2 other successes. So this guy gets shredded. As a blind feral rage, Flint lashes out, fangs blazing, large body is reforming on his head as he bites into this soldier, just tearing into him, ripping him to shreds, and it's just viscera and blood everywhere. And that in turn fills you. So you gain 4 blood with that because you kill him outright. And you get the 3 blood for the special. So you're pumping with blood. You're fueled. Your muscles are rippling. It's bustling through you. And that sight alone invigorates the rest of you. I'm going to give everyone an extra D6 on your next roll as well for attack. And that includes you, Cosgrove, who you've now landed in on the scene. Nicole, you had your hand up there. Do you want to go next?
Yes, I see some trying to run off to the side, and I grab my sawed-off Leonfield, and I am going to. He's very close, but I'm going to run up and shoot him, and Lord at the same time.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
So if it's in close quarters, I get an extra d6. Is that okay?
Yep. On top of the D6 I've also just given you.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Well, I only got 1 5. So did I shoot him?
You definitely get him. No, you get him. It's a success. So you basically you pull up, and your weapon is a rifle or is it a machine gun?
This one is the rifle.
The rifle. Okay. So you're hitting them with an
So
Enfield.
I'm using one of, because it's close quarters. It's one close quarter. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Good stuff. So yeah, you basically just tear into him, and it's just boom, close range. You just see his chest explode as it drops down back onto the ground, writhing, kind of like choking on his own blood. And again, it invigorates you. Did you want to bite him at the same time? Were you biting him? Kind of two action, like close quarters, grabbing him, shooting him.
Yeah. As he goes down, yes, I'd shoot him and then grab him and bite him. See if I can get a little bit of blood, just a little bit.
So mark yourself for 2 blood with that. So, okay. So Riley or Chuck, you're up next because you're bursting out of your coffin. You see all of this happen around. This all happens in seconds. As we're down from 10 soldiers now down to 8, as 2 of them are taken out straight away by your colleagues.
Oh, Chuck's definitely taken a minute. He gets through the it's so awful. He collects himself. He's a bit of a Southern gentleman. He eases himself a little bit. He put away his clothes in a little compartment because he doesn't like having them absolutely covered in blood and whatnot. But he watches his 2 buddies go up. It's like, Nicole, come on now. If you're gonna be lazy enough to shoot, at least shoot him right, like this. And he will flip up one of his 2 revolvers after he gets his holster on. This won't be an equipment use, so it'll just be the 4d6 for my 3 shoot and the 1 bonus you gave us.
Nice.
As I pop a shot over at one of the ones next to him. That is 2 successes. One of them is a critical.
Nice. That's an extra +2 to damage. Which with these are just foot soldiers, so you're just shredding these poor fuckers. Are you going for 1 or 2? Because you've got 2 revolvers.
Just the one. I haven't gotten everything out yet. I'm taking my time. I get settled into a mission.
So you see the nearest one. He's starting to make a run across. You just literally just boom, and you just hit him, riddle him, and he just drops like a sack of spuds, face in the dirt, boom, and just skids for a second. Not so much a gore splatter moment, but he definitely dead. And it's that moment, Cosgrove, you land up, and you see your fellow teammates going to town on these soldiers, and the bloodlust rises in you. You finish off your rat, you throw it to the ground, and you're ready to go. What do you want to do?
So did these this snack that's turned up for us, which is very nicely placed, did they come in like a vehicle, or were they all on foot together?
So far, they're just all on foot. You don't see anything else.
No, because I was probably just going to sneak up as quietly as he can behind just anyone who's sort of transfixed a little bit. Like, I don't want to go to too much effort. Like, this is the team's moment that I'm definitely going to claim that I set up for them because I'm such a nice person. And just Cosgrove just go any of the one that's kind of he can manage to sneak up on, just with his enormous knife equipment and the bonus of "you never saw me coming." Just kind of just stab one of them, just open up a just very deep cut in the neck, just so you can. He wants to remain looking nice. Someone has to look good in the team, and it may as well be the best looking one, which is Cosgrove.
Okay, roll your attack for there with all your bonuses.
Cool. That is 4 successes for Cosgrove.
Like silent as like unheard. The rest of you don't even pick up on this, even with your heightened senses. All of a sudden, Cosgrave is just there. Just like there's a slight puff of dark smoke as he just appears behind one of the unsuspecting soldiers who is dumbfounded and struck by the carnage that's unfolding on him. And all of a sudden, his throat is just slit in silence, and it's just and you can't help but just catch it in your mouth, Cosgrave. With that, with
Oh
four
yeah, no,
successes,
I'm snacking on this. Is
Yeah.
juice box upgraded. I've gone from rat to human. I'm just slowly working my way up through the menu.
yeah, and it's just and like rat to Nazi is a small leap. So
Very.
so you're having a small bit of a feed here, and he just like he doesn't even suspect it, and he's just dead, and he just crumples in your arms, and you're just left standing there with a bloody blade, as the rest of your team now see you in the space as the four of you are together. There's now still remaining 6 Nazis, but I'm going to roll to see if they actually shit themselves and run at this point. So 1 second now. Yeah, they rolled a 1. So it's collectively the 6 of them are just like looking at each other and they're gesturing to the tree line just to try and get away at this point. As 2 of them, the furthest away, start to run, they turn and run. One of them closest to you does get a couple of shots off. They're both critical successes. So he rolled 2 6s. So I'm gonna roll. So where's my D4? So I'm gonna look at my screen. 1 through to 4. 1 is Flint, 2 is Nicole, 3 is Chuck, and 4 is Cosgrave. Let's see who they hit. 1, they're gonna hit Flint. So you take an injury as 2 shots get into you.
No.
But you're pumped with blood at this point. Like you're literally, that's why you only take 1 injury rather than 2, because he did shoot twice. But they are criticals. So it's actually 2 damage you take, 2 injuries you take on that. Because it was 1, I did a 2 crits, so it's 2 damage. Yeah. As you just see, like it just hits you in the chest, and it's already started to heal because you're riddled with the blood. You can spend, as far as I'm aware with the mechanics in the game, at one point you can spend the blood to get rid of that injury if you wish to heal yourself. But right now, it's literally the first injury of the game. So they start to scarper. What do you want to do in this moment?
The person who just shot me.
Yeah.
So the first person I jumped on and killed, I jumped onto him rather viciously, dug my entire mouth into his esophagus area and ripped it apart. Blood was splattered everywhere, all over my face. And the way that I, gained that 4. You said 4 blood, didn't you? I think, yeah. Which means I've actually got 5 in total. My apologies, silly notes. Blood is all over my face, and I'm incredibly pale, almost glistening white creature as is. And my tongue, that is almost far too big for my mouth, just licks it all off my face, Scooby-Doo style, and enjoys it. And I just look around to see for the next thing that I want to viciously attack, the next Nazi in my sights. To see this guy who's just shot me twice, which is just a bit rude. And I'm going to spend a couple of the blood that I've just gained to improvise projectile, which is spend 1 blood, and I can chuck something large and heavy a surprising distance. I'm going to chuck the remaining Nazi that I have just murdered at the Nazi that shot me. So I'm going to sort of do a roll off of his back, still holding on to 1 arm, and just launch it at the guy who shot.
How many Nazis were still left? So we had 6 and they ran away.
You killed 4. There were 6. The majority of 5 of them are making for the tree line. This one lone hero, who thinks he's a hero, is taking the pot shot at Flint and is about to get clobbered by his fellow.
Just before Flint is it, Cosgrave's going to step forward. Just before Flint launches, gives like this kind of taps on the shoulder, gives like a finger for 1 moment, and just kind of like stands over and chants a little bit over the corpse, and then kind of gestures. Instead, and I'm going to also use 1 blood and use death first, so that when Flint does throw that corpse, when it lands, it explodes. When
this is what I'm here for. Teamwork. Beautiful.
We've all worked together before, and I like to think this is a common thing that we Cosgrove do. This is like a team up move, like you see.
It's like your fastball special. That's what this is. Yeah. Nice.
Cosgrove is like line them up, mate. Line them up.
Look, nothing better than exploding Nazi. Go for it.
How do I? Is it still brawl every time I do any?
With Flint, it's like a brawl. Just hit stuff with your fists. Yeah, go for it.
It also says I get plus aerodynamic. I don't know what that means.
An extra dice.
Oh, okay. Oh, every
Yeah,
time there's something in brackets, I get extra dice, I think.
Extra dice, yeah. Any kind of ability or thing, it's a very simple system. If you
Yeah,
have an
relatively.
ability, it gives you an extra dice. That's it.
Roll 5, 5 and a 4.
They're all successes. So this is one exploding Nazi projectile that is going to impact this poor fucker. And probably, you know what? This is a kind of a tag team moment. One of you is roll me a d6.
I'll let you, Joe. I've just rolled 2.
Oh no, that was Flint's moment. I think you
You
should.
sure?
That was
Yeah.
that was
So
all
there's
Flint.
because there's 6 Nazis. I want to see how many Nazis you hit with this exploding Nazi.
I rolled a 4.
4. So you hit 4 of them. So essentially, explain it to me. Give me some color here. Tell me what happens.
Yes.
So yeah, I've got this Nazi that's decapitated. Basically, half his head is hanging back against his neck, blood squirting everywhere. I know Cosgrave has just made it into like a grenade type thing. We've done this loads of times before. We trust each other. I know what he can do. He knows what I can do. And I just launch it. I can feel the explosion about to erupt, and I aim it perfectly between 2 sets of pairs. All 4 Nazis just disintegrate on impact. There's no body
Nice.
parts left. There's no explosion. It is almost nuclear fallout levels of disintegration. And there's that's 5. We killed 4. So there's 1 Nazi left who might live to tell the tale. We'll have to see.
No, we have 2 left.
There.
Oh no, yeah, sorry. I in my
So you
head I
hit
killed the
4.
same person twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you hit 4. So there are 2 left, and they're making for the tree line. Now, there is like an explosion of occult magic here from the necromancer from Cosgrave. So there is that explosion of occult magic that kind of ripples out, and you all sense it. And it's a comforting sense for you all, because this means that the team are together, and you know that when the 4 of you are together, all hell is going to break loose, and it is just beautiful. And there's like a bloody mist now hanging in the air from the exploding bodies as the 2 other Nazis run through it and head towards the tree line. They're about 5-10 feet from the tree line at this point. What did the rest of you want to do at this moment as Flint just disintegrates?
Let's get him, Chuck.
Come on, Nicole. We're lining them up.
Nice. So the 2 years, I'm going to get the 2 years to roll all at once, because literally it's just like full on the
Yeah.
Wild Bunch moment here. So just fire away.
I've delivered a critical.
Ooh. Nice.
Nicole has 2 successes.
Nice. Excellent. So
2
in
fours.
quick succession, like straight away, give me some color here for
And
the 2 years.
you'll
Tell
notice
me how you do.
you'll notice that she's wearing 2 guns. So all right. So Nicole, you'll see she has all sorts of things strung about her person, including 2 guns. So they are on straps. So she drops one and pulls up the submachine gun and starts blasting away. And she gets 2 of them.
Okay. And I'm going to say that both of these managed to just riddle the fuck out of both of these 2 dudes. So Truck also hits, and it's a synchronized effect as the machine guns, and also don't forget with your equipment. And there's a great mechanic within. There's a great mechanic within this game that your equipment is actually, it doesn't have infinite amounts of use. You do run out of use. So because it then forces you to go find other equipment. So don't forget to mark that down, Nicole, that you've used your machine gun and your rifle. Same with Chuck. If you have a mark against your revolvers, you use that as well. To make sure that you mark them off. So eventually they will run out of ammo and you have to throw them aside. But you do get one big flourish at the end before you get to throw them aside. So in this moment, Chuck, what do you do as well? Because Nicole spins them both around as it literally there is a smattering of machine gun fire that lights the air around you as the 2 bodies spin, and you get your beads on them as you bring your revolvers up.
Oh, I just bring up the other one I hadn't used just yet. I want to try and match Nicole's energy a little bit. So Chuck just fans the hammer out, drops the cylinder, puts in a quick loader, fans the hammer again, just really trying to keep up with he can't keep up with the firing rate of a machine gun, but he does his best.
Well, a vampire with a revolver just going hammer for hammer with the vampire speed infused blood can do pretty well. And these guys are just turned into mincemeat straight up. They just get sprayed against the foliage as they were just about to get to the tree line and to what they thought would be safety, as you have decimated this entire patrol of scouts. At this moment, as the blood in the air settles and the occult magic dissipates, and you all kind of are filled with adrenaline and energy. I just want to see what the right stat here is for this.
Cosgrave, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Cosgrave's like try and hug Flint as much as possible, but shape.
Nice. In this moment, can everyone give me a search roll, please?
I rolled a failure on all accounts.
Okay.
Also nothing. One
No
to
for
two.
Nicole.
Okay, guys, we need to get better at
Failure.
looking around. Okay, like
1 and
Two
3.
1 and 3. What was that, Cosgrave?
2 for me, 2 successes.
A 2. Okay, so 2 successes. Excellent. So, Cosgrave, as you're hugging Flint, you can't help as you're kind of looking over as his wings are reforming on his back, and you can see through the gap of his shoulder muscles. You just see a glint of a buckle of a bag on the ground, about 10 feet away from you, from the last soldier that was mincemeated by Chuck and by Nicole as they tried to run for the tree line. It seemed to be some kind of knapsack or something that they had that has now fallen to the ground, and it is just drippings with goo.
It's the gift that just keeps on giving this group. So Cosgrave's going to walk over and grab the bag and be like, "Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? They came bearing gifts. Isn't that nice?" And Cosgrave's going to walk back over. The guy just dropped the bag down in front of everyone, but probably kind of gives a bow and just kind of gestures.
What
It's
is
like,
it?
welcome to Paris.
And just as like there's a wide shot as you stand on top of this hill, as Cosgrave gestures back to Paris, and there's like there's one more flare of occult energy from the Eiffel Tower, which lights the sky as the last remaining bomber flits off in the distance, and the flak follows it as the city seems to be burning behind you. And you stand atop of this hill. Paris burns. In the bag, as you rifle through it, Emma, can we bring up the art for the werehund, bitte?
while Emma does that, can I just ask? I know there's a small chance it got blown up, but the guy who shot me, is his gun salvageable? Let's say.
Yeah, let's say his gun is there. Yeah.
I'm gonna run over to it and pick it up and sort of take it over to Nicole. I found you a gift.
Was the one with the dog image on it? Should be the one with the dog image. There's one like it's a big dog thing. Apologies. If you
It
don't
might
have
be worth explaining. Wade is talking to Emma, and you guys
Yes,
can't
sorry.
hear Emma. He's not just responding.
I hear
to me.
voices. I hear voices in my head, and I just talk to them.
My God, they're building a 40-foot basset hound. Goodness gracious.
If you don't have the art, Emma, don't worry about it. I can describe it to the best of my abilities, and hopefully it
Hear
does the job.
dead people.
Oh yes. So
And
essentially,
can you tell me what kind of gun Flint just gave me?
he gave you another Garand. It was like the German equivalent. I think it's a Wefferschmidt. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's the German equivalent of a Garand. It's a rifle. It's a bolt action rifle, that holds 6 shots.
It's a rifle.
Yeah, that has 6 shots, and so you can use it 6 times. And it's been shot twice because it was shot at
Couple of shots.
Flint. So it's got 4 shots left in it.
Thank you, Flint.
Ooh.
You are such a sweetie.
Well, welcome. I would give you the other 2 bullets, but they're kind of still in me.
And as the group kind of gather yourselves together and you start looking at the documents that Cosgrove has found, it seems to be And Cosgrove, you would actually, being the kind of the occult person in the group, you recognize a lot of the arcane symbology in here. These are arcane kind of incantations for amalgamation spells, melding spells, mutation, kind of blending two forms of life together. And while as a vampire you're used to being the human and the vamp, there is an element of this that is perverse and wrong, because you start looking at these diagrams of what essentially would be a Germanic werewolf. And it is this huge, like the image that you see, it's kind of like, it's like the Vitruvian man, but it's a wolf. And it's twisted and deformed, and it has all manner of metal bolted to its bodies. It has like a head like a Doberman with pointed ears, massive drooling fangs, beady yellow eyes. It's covered in Aryan tattoo symbology, pure perverse in every sense across every spectrum of reality, fucked up beyond all kind of understanding. And from these documents, you gather that this is the occult weapon that they are building in this weapon factory, and this is what you've been sent to destroy.
What you got, Cosgrave? It is a killer.
Throw the notes down. Just be like, the only thing worse than a Nazi is a Nazi that smells like wet dog and can regenerate.
Thank you, Emma, for the art. Appreciate it. So for the stream there. For the pages. Sorry. Yeah, sorry for this. For the people watching the stream, the art is now up on screen. Excellent art by Will Kirkby, which is from the book Eat the Reich. So you see this laid out before you, all of you, kind of all this documentation. Cosgrave, you fully understand this occult. It's twisted. It's wrong. Even in the world of occult, this shit is wrong. It's the melding of perverse magics, and in your own heart, you know this needs to be stopped. For all the anti-hero-ness that vampires have, it's like, this shit is wrong.
Not even I would do this. Not even the vampire mafia would stoop this low. And that's pretty low.
Let's be honest, there's only one type of person who would stoop this low. The Nazis are fucking scumbags.
So, this is what's laid out before you. You've dispatched the scout group. Clearly, they were carrying plans. Also in there, you find a more up-to-date map of the Nazi scouting groups and the area that's in. Give me another search roll there. Everyone that's looking at this information, just give me another search roll. And Cosgrove, you can roll with advantage, so add another d6 because you understand the symbology of this.
I got 1-6.
Nice.
Roll 2 1s.
Okay.
1-4.
Chuck.
Okay,
This right.
I got 1-6 as well.
1-6. So Cosgrave and Flint, your bond is strong, and you kind of know each other's ticks and tells. Nicole, you're aware of the area. You're French. You're from Paris. You know the landscape. Chuck, you're a cowboy in an unholy land. So you're kind of like, what's going on here?
I'm busy, I'm busy. I'm using my my ability, Corpse Eater. Whenever I roll a 1, I get to add a blood, so I'm just taking a hit of my personal canteen of nunnery blood to keep. I'm occupied. All right, I'm enjoying something nice.
You're doing
really?
you.
I'm not stupid. I'm not. I promise. I swear.
But straight away, Flint, you start to, because you sniff out where the best food is. Even looking at the map, you can tell there are 2 patrols in the area that are headed up by Ubermensch, the Ubervamps that the Nazis have on their team. But there's also something else in the area that you do not know what it is. But Cosgrave, you know what it is. They have themselves a Rust Witch. A Rust Witch is somebody who can completely fuck up a vampire. They can destroy weaponry. As the name would suggest, they melt it. They just deteriorate it, oxidize it completely. They suck all of the oxygen out of everything, and that's what they would do to you. They would suck the oxygen out of the blood that now flows through your veins, and they just basically reduce you to a whimpering mess. They are dangerous to vampires, and there is one in the area. In the general northern direction towards the Palace of Versailles, which is about another 40 minutes walk from where you are. You have to go through those woodland areas. get to the other side, and there are some scouts in between. And you do know that there are Ubermensch out there, and somewhere out there, there is a Rust Witch. So at this moment, the group gather themselves. What do you want to do?
Congrave, I understand the Rust Witch can hurt us, but do they have defensive abilities too, or are they just like mean?
I can say with all honesty, Flint, the level of mean that they're at is a defensive ability. I've tried to talk to them. I've tried to reach some sort of understanding, but every time I go there, they just suck the air out of the room, both proverbially and literally. It's ridiculous, and I have to say, it just hurts. It just hurts.
Wow.
Emma, can I get the Rust Witch art up, please, when you have a second? So the night air is now become still. The flak cannons in Paris have gone silent. Nicole, did you want to say something and do something?
As we are looking at this, I look over to poor Flint and I say, Flint, do you need a little healing? You still have holes in you.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to heal up a little bit before we move on?
No, it's okay. I like the pain.
There's speed holes. It makes him more aerodynamic as he falls through the sky.
That's not how wings work, but okay.
Sorry, that's not how wings
If
work.
we shoot holes into a plane, it doesn't fly faster. That's survivor biased.
Cosgrave's going to pull out his grimoire and be like, "It's magic, Flint. It's magic."
Absolutely
Hey,
not.
hey,
It's
now,
gold.
Cosgrave, I think Flint would know a little bit more about flying than you. You didn't even drop in here just now. All
That's-
right?
The
That is-
airplanes might be magic. I don't know how they work. And that's
Listen,
not just Flynn talking. I have no idea how a plane gets into the sky. I just don't understand it. It's not real.
It's magic, Flint.
Yeah, it's magic. My
But no,
wings
you are-
aren't magic. They're bone and skin. I don't flap.
This guy, Cosgrave's a big thief. He can
Okay.
flap. He's right as rain, mate. He's right as rain.
Well, if
Um,
anything's going to tell us where it is, I think it's the Ubermensch. I imagine we should start wandering down towards them, see what they might have on them.
So you look at the map then, Chuck, you kind of, and Cosgrave, all four of you are standing there looking over this map as it folds out onto the grass, and there's a blood spatter that you have to wipe off certain sections of it. But it is covered in a plasticky film to keep it safe out, because that's what they did in the wars. They cover them in plastic. But to wipe clean. And as you see, you can kind of guess, like there is meant to be Ubermenches in certain areas through the forest. They have scout points and guard points leading up to the Palace of Versailles. And just to give everyone a general idea of the Palace of Versailles, and if you've never seen it or never been there, it is a large kind of not walkway, but there's a large greenway that leads up to it, to a large fountain, and then the palace is beyond that. So there is it's a large cruciform shape. So there is a huge walk up to it out in the open. And this map shows you that. So you see the large cruciform shape of where the Palace of Versailles is at the far side of these woods. But through those woods, there are numerous guard posts, and at some of them, the closest to the actual palace, there are marks for where there are meant to be Ubermensch commanders that these scouts are due to report into. There is one more thing you find, a small note, and it's a schedule, a reporting in schedule. And as you check your chronometers and you check the sky and you look at the stars in the sky and you realize what time it is at night, this patrol were due to check in the next half an hour. And you fear that if they don't check in the next half an hour, somebody's going to come looking for them.
Do all of us?
So I'd like to-
Go for it. Go for it, Nathal.
So did Chuck want to stop and get an Ubermensch to give us information, or are we trying to avoid them? Because I think we are quite fast, and we could maybe get past the guard posts, sneak around the guard posts, and get past them in the next 30 minutes. Before the check-in time. We don't want them to know we are here. We want to sneak in.
I don't think they don't know we're here on account of us pummeling into the earth at the speed of sound. But I do think that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not blind or unable to read or anything like that. Does that map tell us that I didn't read, tell us where to go for this? Do we have our mission destination now, Cosgrave?
I mean, it gives us options, it gives us choices, but we could. Really, what it comes down to, I reckon, is do we want to have a rust switch in front of us, or do you want to have a rust switch behind you? And from my experience with rust switches, you don't want them behind you. You don't. It's not a enjoyable experience for anyone involved. But we could. We got a few choices. We go. Cosgrave will get the map up and kind of show and point, especially where Flint sort of indicated where he thinks the best snacks would be.
Gotta find a candy floss. You promise?
If we manage to, it's 40 minutes time, to roughly, as far as the Flint Flaps, to get for us to get there. If we reckon any of these, these Nazi bastards here, if any of them are sort of in any sort of form that we could maybe take one of them with us, there is a little bit of magical things I could potentially do that might be able to convince some patrol we came across that everything is okay and on the down low, and they're not all about to suffer a horrible, horrible death. But
That's a better idea than I had, because I was going to ask, do all of his look aggressively like vampires? I know Flint does because his wings and bat-like. But I was going to say, could one of us wear the Nazi uniform and escort the rest of us as prisoners?
You
Cosgrave's
could if you
pretty
hadn't
enough
pretty
for it.
much minced the majority of the Nazis.
All right.
Yeah. So
Game master.
yeah. So like there is like you could probably try and I will allow for you to shackle together a Nazi uniform if you wish. But do
I
remember
can do that.
You did throw a Nazi human bomb at four of them
that's
and
true.
turned them into mist.
Hey,
So
I can do that just fine,
They really
actually.
don't make Nazi uniforms like they used to.
Here,
No,
let
they're
me hold on. I'd love to, because I have a tool belt, which conveniently for sake of plot has a sewing kit in it. Chuck is going to stitch together
Nice.
a fresh, unbloodied Nazi uniform per the size of Cosgrave. Who is the right person to size this for? I know all of you are more convincing than me. Who's?
So,
I know it's probably not Flint.
I will say, I'm just going to say, as the GM, as to put a bit of story flavor on it, the person that infiltrates places is Cosgrave. He's the
Okay,
infiltrator.
then yeah,
So,
I'm sizing Cosgrave.
Yeah.
I have a fix of 4, which is what I assume would be used here.
Yeah.
And I'm using my belt, so I'll add myself that extra dice, and let's see
Nice.
how we do here.
You also
Please.
have dice that have been purchased for you if you need an extra one.
Yes.
I will gain a blood because I rolled 2 1s, but I also rolled a 6.
Nice,
So we
that's
do
a
have a
critical
critical success, as well as
You-
a 4 for a
like-
third
like-
success.
Like it was stitched by Hugo Boss himself. You have a beautifully tailored Nazi uniform.
Cosgrave, you're gonna be a Nazi.
It wasn't when I first took up magic that disappointed my mother. It wasn't when I became a vampire. And it wasn't when the undead mafia whacked me the first time. But I have to say, this is definitely a low point for me. But I'll take
It's
it.
only for a little while. Imagine how close you're gonna get to the next person you get to eat in half.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah, it's good to see you,
say
buddy.
anything-
By the way, good.
We won't
answer.
tell anyone that we have done this to you.
Thank you. If I say anything dumb, it's because of the outfit.
It's the uniform. The uniform speaking.
Disgusting.
So the group gathered, map in hand, getting ready to trundle out into the darkness of the forest ahead, aware of where the actual guard posts will be, expecting trouble from Ubermensch and from Rust Witches. Are the group ready to set off?
Is there any of
Yes,
the
I will
bodies?
take the back and watch our 6.
Cosgrave.
So was there any of the bodies, like the one that I slit the throat of, that aren't in pieces? Like they don't have to look alive, but are they
Yeah,
not in?
The one that you
Okay.
slit the throat of, he was simply you just cut his throat and he just dropped like a sack of spuds. So he's the body is there for sure.
Okay, Cosgrave's gonna kind of pick it up to be like, now I normally I wouldn't ask this, but seeing as I am dressed as I may be, is a walking disappointment. I have to ask for, do you mind carrying this one with us just for a little bit? It's not got any juice in it left, but it could come in handy.
Who are you asking?
I'm asking Flint if he'll
right,
carry the.
okay, sorry.
We are, yeah. No, this is the intermission piece.
Okay, I can carry this one.
Ah,
we like carrying your lunch to work.
Exactly.
I
So,
guess I'm in front of you.
So with Chuck leading the way, Flint carrying the Nazi remains over his winged shoulders, Nicole at the rear, and Cosgrave contemplating his future life choices and disappointing his mother, the four of you trundle off into the tree line. Chaos awaits. And that's where we're going to take our break. We'll be back in 15 minutes, folks. Thank you so much so far. Check all the donate buttons, check all the links. There will be some giveaways as well. Thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in. I know we're on the late end of the spectrum, or the early end of the spectrum. People in Australia are having their cornflakes while they're watching this. So thank you so much. We'll be back in 15. Take it handy.
Безкомпромісність.
Sensibilidad.
Compassion.
مساعدة.
Найбільша загроза для гуманітарних працівників в Україні сьогодні – це перш за все небезпека для життя. І хоча ми не носимо зброї, ми працюємо поруч із лінією фронту, під постійною загрозою. До цього додається ще й емоційне вигорання, яке теж стало реальністю нашої роботи. Але попри все, ми залишаємось, бо знаємо, що без нас людям буде ще важче.
The greatest threats are the lack of protection for a humanitarian worker, ongoing security risk, and limited safe access to civilians in need.
El trabajo humanitario es fundamental para seguir fortaleciendo el sistema de salud, mediante capacitaciones al personal para fortalecer lo que es el apego a los protocolos de salud actualizados, crear sensibilidad y brindar la oportunidad de crecer académicamente en materia de salud materno-infantil y salud sexual y reproductiva.
It's important we keep the light on the planet, we keep compassion, we keep hope, we keep human values alive, especially in the face of what seemingly works to oppose that. So we really do have to keep the energy high. We have to continue to stay in service to one another. Protect international law.
Захистіть гуманітарних працівників.
ማህበረሰብን ከአደጋ እንጠብቅ።
My name is Maria Holostenko. I'm coordinator of Project Hope Ukraine. Before the full-scale invasion, I was general practitioner, family doctor in the small town Odessa region. I treat the children and maintain the condition of chronic disease patient. I joined Project Hope after working with another humanitarian organization, just because I wanted to stay in my small town and work in the center of Odessa, rather than moved around Ukraine. But Project Hope taught and inspired me. Grow and work, no matter where I am, instead focusing the team I am with. Working as medical coordinator has given me deep understanding how humanitarian aid is provided, how trainings are conducted, and what amounts of work that goes on behind the stand. I have learned what field work in a humanitarian setting is and what it takes to coordinate with facilities near the front line. I also learned manage the team, respond to crisis, and understand, defines a crisis. Expats in my country inspired me to go to Gaza by their own examples. They dedicate to support people and learn how to do it more effectively every day. And I wanted to help people in need and also learned how to do it more effectively in a different setting. Suffering people is the most unforgettable part. One person told me people are suffering everywhere, but the case of suffering that determines the need of help. People in Gaza lived in the camps, unlike even I have seen before, even in Ukraine. The conditional is harsh. The tents are made by material whatever available. Carpets, blankets, plastic, and etc. People live directly on the sand. The food are made on stones and open fired, which increase the risk of infectious disease outbreaks in such challenging life conditions. Medical care is essential for both places, Ukraine and Gaza, and our team commitment to bring it where it's needed most. Mobile unit in Gaza go directly to the camp with doctors, nurses, and medical professionals who focus on children and others who focus on the people with insurance, providing medicine, supplies, and crucial support. Similarly, in Ukraine, our mobile team operated on the front line and support both psychological and medical care to people in need in rural area. Russia gives today, and it will go 3 times as far to help provide urgent relief and make lasting impact for people facing disasters, conflicts, and health crises.
وكنا عايشين يعني حياة حلوة وكان إله أوضة وكان عنا كنا بنروح على المدرسة. لما لقيتها صارت الدنيا حرب لا فيش مدرسة واحنا لقيت احنا عايشين في خيام ونزلينا في الخيام.
اشتقت قبل الحرب لعائلتي لبابا لأرضي ولداري ومنيتي في الحياة أن نرجع نشوف بعض نشوف صحباتي وأشوف بابا زي
عمري 12 سنة أمنيتي أن نرجع يا دارنا ويا إخواتي نرجع بخير وسلامة إن شاء الله ونروح بخير وسلامة.
This is the hospital ship SS Hope, Maritime Mobile W8OLJ in the Java Sea.
You probably haven't caught it yet. You're just not really in the know like we are, clearly.
There's many things to see that you've had that I've never caught, thankfully.
Can I give Declan inspiration for that?
So sorry, so you've got a tight collar around your neck and you're obsessed with leather. This is getting...
Yeah. It's getting a little...
Happy Pride.
You will have fun if you come and play. So looking forward to either you killing me or me killing you. That's the out of context that clip's odd.
Yeah. You should run, Annie. But you'll find me in the pages. I love you. And he pulls the pin.
I looked at Nate and go, do you think you could like talk me through convincing this person that I'm Ezek?
His name is Biswick.
He doesn't know that. He thinks it's Ezek.
No.
Welcome back, everyone, to the chaos that is Eat the Reich. Again, I am your GM, Wayne. Just a reminder of the incentives. We do have incentives for the game that are going towards any donations are going towards Project Hope. So let me just read them out to you again here. So $5 donated is a plasma ration, which allows a player to add a D6 to any attack or skill check or clear one injury. $10 is a vamp surge. Focus your vampire senses and clear 3 injuries or gain 3 blood points. $15, an ally's secret stash, a plasma pack for each team member, which allows them to add an additional D6 to any attack or skill check or clear one injury. Then we have $20, which is a vampiric suggestion. When an enemy makes a heavy or severe move against you or an ally, focus your vamp senses to preempt and reverse the move, causing all consequences to impact the enemy instead. Might be quite handy if we come up against Rustwitch. Then we have $30, Viva la Resistance. When all seems lost, your backs are to the wall, no escape in sight. Call in the French resistance, who are never too far away for aid. All team members clear 3 injuries, and each player adds an additional 2 dice to their next attack roll as the resistance provides support. So they're there in the chat there. $5 for Plasma Ration, $10 for Vamp Surge, $15 for Ally Secret Stash, Vampiric Suggestion is $20, and $30 is Viva la Resistance. All donations go to Project Hope, which is the charity we are raising money for. Thank you so much to folks who have donated so far on this stream. We really appreciate it. Keep the donations coming in. A quick summary. Also to remind people, there will be giveaway prizes in the chat. My GM brain is stuffed full of stuff at the moment, so I can't remember what the prizes are. So therefore, they will show up in the chat. I do believe there is a copy of Eat the Reich PDF available as part of the giveaway in this session, and there's also a PDF of another game called Heart, I believe. That just knocked itself loose there in my brain. So they are the giveaway chance. So there you go. A copy of Eat the Reich PDF and 1 copy of Heart PDF from Rowan, Rook, and Deckard. To enter, type in exclamation point Bloodstorm giveaway in the chat and fill out the Google form for a chance to win one of the prizes. Eat the Reich is a gorgeous game, and Rowan, Rook, and Deckard are phenomenal game makers. But I love this game. It's just so beautiful, and it's just I backed the Kickstarter many moons ago. Anyway, let's jump back in.
Yeah, go ahead. Apologies because it didn't get a shout out earlier. I'm gonna try and pronounce this. Dubda donated 10 blood rations some time ago at the start. Want to say thank you.
Amazing.
It did get noted down. Just want to shout out your name mid-game. That's all.
Really appreciate that. I don't always have eyes on the chat because of all of this, so appreciate that. Thanks very much, Paul. So let's do a quick recap.
Thanks, Declan.
Our team were dropped into Paris, where Cosgrove, the undercover operative, was there, waiting for them to come in. They quickly dispatched a Nazi scout troop of 10 soldiers and found the plans and diagrams, handily enough, of the factory they've been sent to destroy, which is embedded and built around the Palace of Versailles, which they are now making their way towards. And that is where we pick up, as Cosgrove is now dressed as one of the Nazi soldiers. Flint has a dead body strung over his shoulder. Chuck is on point. Nicole is on rear, and the group are marching through the tree line as the dry brush crunches under their feet, echoing through the dark night of in this war-torn land of Paris. Okay, group, you've now been walking for about 20 minutes, and according to the map, you're about to come upon off to your east, to the kind of to your left, sorry, off to your right. Where's the map now? Taking in my head, the map of France. Yes, map of Paris. To your right, eastwards, there is a guard post coming up, supposedly manned by a large battalion of Nazi soldiers. As the group approach, how do you want to do this?
Hey, Grave, how's your German?
Well, I have to say, like, I've been trying to think of Nazi things to say while I've been dressed up. It's not like the best I've come up with is just kind of just been like not thinking for myself, following orders. Is really all I've come up with. But I can say that I reckon if there's some sort of a door or something like that, we can get this dead chap here. I might be able to do a little bit of puppeteering and have him go and knock on the door.
Ah.
He's not going to be in the best state to talk, seeing as I've gave him his second mouth down across his throat, but it could do the trick.
All right.
Other than that, I mean, surely they'll let me in if I knock. I mean, look how good I look.
Me and Nicole have a thing we sometimes do where I drop a smoke bomb. I would have to borrow one, but I could get that. And if I drop it, and then no one can see it because of smoke. They might have dark vision, but they don't have smoke vision.
That's true. They don't.
Do we want to do that?
Okay.
Now,
I mean, I'm pretty
or
good.
shall we do it on the way into Versailles?
Later. Okay, we can save that for later. I guess that's a
I
good thing.
reckon do that if we come across this rust witch, like especially if it's a rust witch that I've had a prior history with. I mean, the occult community it's widespread. It's not that widespread. I'd rather they don't see me. So the smoke vision idea would be really, really good, especially if they saw me dressed like this. I mean, imagine running into your ex dressed like this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you made it sound like you dated this person. Is there a romantic relationship between you two?
2 weeks behind enemy lines do a lot to a man, Flint. Let's not pry. I don't know why we're thinking so much. Let's go kill some fucking Nazis.
Well, okay. What do I do with this one?
He's going to be a puppet for Grave. You know, his usual little trick.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go.
Is there a door, like, to this Nazi barracks?
We're having this conversation right by the barracks door.
Yeah, it's just you turn around and they're just there, and it's like, Guten Abend?
Did you hear some sounds?
Guten Tag. Uno momento, por favor.
Did someone stick their head out and look at us?
What?
There's literally just one guard standing there, very confused, just in the darkness as like the moonlight is streaming in through the trees. You then start to make out the outline of a hut about 15 to 20 feet off at the kind of in the forest. But he's this one lone soldier that was standing there having a smoke in the darkness. And you stumbled upon him unawares, walking and talking, having your conversations. And he was just there like, it's like, halt, Anna, wer die Hangeit?
Cosgrave's just going to quick, like, hey, right, listen, look at me, look in here, all right?
And he puts out the cigarette and just kind of stamps it out real quick.
All right, and I'm going to use Memory Rot, where I can remove or implant memories of someone I lock eyes with. And I'm going to implant in his memory that the soldier next to me with the throat cut very strongly just came in. He was wounded and he needed help, and that he needed to be led into this barracks, and that this fellow here of course would do that because he's just had the memory of this man implanted in that he needs help, and yeah,
That is a crazily specific and incredibly useful ability for this exact moment.
It's all right. There's a reason they put me out here earlier.
I don't know. You could just do it, Grave. I don't know why you're so into locking eyes with the people you do it with. It feels kind of self-serving, personally. But
I've been out here by myself a long time. All right,
yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The closest thing I've had to a friend has been a rat. All right, like I tried to stitch wings onto a dead rat, and I've just been calling it Flint, and I've been running around.
Just give him the brain rot so we can get out of here. All right.
Like this soldier's just standing there like dumbfounded, eyes wide. Again, like,
Did you tell him that we were helping?
I can't speak German, so no, I didn't tell him that. I just told him that this guy needed help.
So as the spell locks in, anything you say is automatically translated to German to infiltrate him as part of the spell. So the spell itself is it's like your own Babel fish. It essentially translates the language into the language you're trying to do through the power of the occult. So you just see this wide-eyed soldier like, yeah, it can helfen dich.
Yes, it can helfen dich.
Yeah, and he just turns and is like, gehen Sie geradeaus und es ist auf der ersten links und dann rechts.
Links, rechts.
And he kind of just starts to wobble in place.
Which one? What do we do after Rex? Is there another link? Is there another Rex? Where are we going?
Oh God, what is it? Das Long, the Long.
He is just dialed into Cosgrove because of the spell. He's just dialed right into Cosgrove.
They're getting
Rex. And then we're good. Good.
Ja, sehr gut.
Right.
Vielen Dank.
Good.
And then he just he kind of just starts to
and I
wobble
walk
again.
past something, gesture, and be like, "Das is Flint. Flint's good," and then just give a thumbs up to Flint and pat the Nazi on the head.
I don't know if I can do this in Flint's voice, but I'll try. Oui, baguette.
No, you can eat him, Flint. He's done. Well, he's given us directions. He's an idiot.
Wunderbar. Vielen Dank. And then his eyes roll back in the back of his head, and he just stands there, comatose on the spot.
No, anyone? I guess I'll do it then, and then Cosgrove will just start just snacking on the fellow.
Okay, and he's just like limp.
Oh, come on!
Are we in front of the building that we're trying to get into?
So you see, like about 20 feet away, there is a guard post. Now you don't see any other guards at this moment.
Right. I would like to spend some blood to cast Sense Heartbeat and see if you can see the heartbeats of living beings through walls and other obstacles. Can I sense the heartbeat of any other guards?
You can indeed. So Flint, you kind of focus in, and as you kind of start to focus in on the building in front of you, it's like your vision goes slightly infrared. It's like the Predator vision. You can just see like there's about 15 to 20 individual heartbeats, boom, 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 all kind of going off in the distance, and it's like it echoes through your conical ears as they kind of prick up in your head, and the tuft of hair on the end of them stand up as you stretch out, and your eyes kind of go milky white, and you can just sense it, and you just start to salivate from the idea of so much blood being in such close vicinity. There is one thing I will say, and I don't know if it's viable in this, but I'm going to allow you to do it. I need you to roll me. Do you have a D20 handy?
I have every dice handy.
Roll a D20 for me, please.
Roll a D20. I rolled a nat 1.
Nat 1. Okay. When nat 1, all you can sense are these 15 to 20 heartbeats that are throughout this building. There seems to be a barracks of sorts. It is the middle of the night, and some of the heartbeats are slowed down in pace, as if the individuals are sleeping, and because you can't necessarily tell whether they're upright or down. You can just sense heartbeats, but you can sense that some of them are beating slower than others. Some of them are a bit more elevated. There are two in particular at the far end of the barracks that seem to be close to each other that are very elevated, as in a sense of fear. and the fear for you as a vampire is
we went in very different processes of thoughts there.
as a vamp, fear is good. You can sense the fear,
Yeah,
and it makes you salivate even more. But so from that, you can surmise that at least half of the people, the occupants of that building, are asleep. The other half are awake and preparing themselves because they're working hard. But then there's 2 of them that seem to be in a heightened sense of fear or state of fear.
And they're the furthest ones away from.
The furthest ones away from you at the far end of this building. It's a kind of a low brick building with a flat roof. There is dim light coming from windows at the top, and it is long. The building itself is probably about 60 feet long. And it's about 30 feet wide. It's and it looks like it's been built pretty recently. It's a fresh build. There's still that tang of cement in the air, which your vampire senses that this is a fresh build. They've only just put this together like a small makeshift barracks. And you can see that there's materials and crates lining the walls of it and supplies all around this area. It looks like it's a very quick makeshift place that's been put together very, very quickly.
Well, if I may suggest, me and Chuck can go across the ceilings in the air and take out some of the sleepy beings. While you guys enter through the door and try and take ways that way. What do you reckon, Nicole? Cosgrave? Chuck? Good plan? I make plans sometimes. If anybody sees a candy floss machine in there, I call dibs.
All right, buddy.
Do we really want to go through this whole barracks, or do we want to skip it? Did we or did we not just get information from this guard as to where to go? I don't know what we are doing here.
I thought we were killing Hitler's persona or something. I don't understand what we're doing.
I gotta be honest with you. There's a lot of blood in there, and I'm getting kind of thirsty. I want to slaughter them.
I think it's one of those. Everyone's ideas have got merit, but if we skip this and then we set off an alarm, then we've got 20 Nazis come up our backside. And it's as someone who's been out here for a long time, that's the worst. That's as bad as a rust witch, if not worse. But there is, I reckon, thinking the Cosgrave's gonna gesture to Chuck.
If I blow something up with dynamite, will it be?
Yeah, that could. I mean, that if you like that, we could just blow a hole in the wall.
If I use some dynamite and throw it in there.
Yeah, I like dynamite. It can both.
If I throw some dynamite in through the window, we take out a whole bunch at one time. Would that be too loud?
No. I mean, it's wartime. I gotta guess that they used to loudness.
I mean, we're going in a different direction, so we could always blow up here and it'll all the.
Why don't I do that before someone else comes in?
Okay, I like that plan.
Could you repeat, Cosgrave? Repeat, Cosgrave. No. What did you just say?
I think I agree. I think it's a good idea. I'm on board. I'm very on board. When in doubt, dynamite.
All right. Why don't I go to the window where the yes? Why don't I go to a window where they are alive and awake and running, and I will blow up some of the ones who are running around and not sleeping. Yes.
That's fair. I mean, if Chuck, I know it's probably and I mean no insult here with your skills. Probably shooting fish in a barrel as they kind of wander out, giving them the old 1-2. But if you're happy
to, I might get my hands a little dirty. Honestly, I want to save a couple of rounds. I'm starting to run out. Oh, maybe grab one of them MP40s or whatever the hell they call them.
And Flint gets to eat whoever comes out, and I get to watch. I like this plan.
I
was going to kind of sit down where the guard was, and just kind of sit down in his uniform, maybe pick up the cigarette that the guard left, and just kind of sit there and just be like, yes.
I am going to spend 1 blood to start flying, just so I can get an aerial view of the explosion in the building, so I can point people out for both Chuck and Nicole when they start blasting.
Okay.
I told you they were speed holes.
So with your aerial view, Flint and Nicole, as you're getting closer to the building to kind of chuck your dynamite, I need both of you to make me a search roll, please.
Search roll. Can you say on a slightly different note, Chuck? Some of your abilities are weird.
Hey, don't. That's just rude.
Your tongue could extend several yards away from your face.
What I
A
do with
yard
my
is a long
elastic tongue
way.
is my business.
What's that tongue do?
You can
I
ask the
forgot what
nunnery when
I'm
we
doing.
get back. All right.
I got
Take
a
it
1
easy
and a
on me.
6.
A 6, so a failure and a crit. So straight away, okay, lovely. Flint, what did you get?
A 3 and a 6.
6, so both criticals. Straight away, Flint, you take to the air. Nicole, you kind of sidle up very quietly to the thing. And both of you clock it at the exact same time. The crates that are lined up against this are ammo crates, explosives. There's a lot of good shit here. This is like an armament. This is an armory. And there's bits and bobs here that you could maybe take before you blow it all to hell. So with that, both critical successes, right? What I will say is you find 4 machine guns with 6 shots each. You find 4 rifles with 6 shots each. You find 4 sticks of dynamite. You also find 3 satchel charges and 2 Panzerfausts. Panzerfausts are the one-use rocket launchers. Because you both critted, so you found the mother load. So you have all of that kit.
Nicole, we could take those. Like, I don't know how much we can carry because 6 rocket launchers seems like a lot, but we could just have
All
them.
right. Well, that means.
So you can divvy these out amongst yourselves. So take it that you've taken that equipment before you blow this place all to hell. But there is still some, like, say, ammunition there and bits and bobs that are going to add to the explosion because you both critted. So if you'd rolled much lower or even just success, just a basic success, you would have found some stuff, but not all the stuff. You found all the stuff, but you've now left some extra stuff that's going to give the explosion extra woomph. So how do the group want to do this? Nicole is going to throw the dynamite into the window. And Nicole, you currently, obviously with the extra dynamite you've just found, I will allow you to utilize that because you only have you've only got 1 use of dynamite. Now with this, as I've said, there's a mechanic in this game that when you use something that has its final use, sometimes it's marked. Dynamite isn't. So dynamite just is a 1-use item. It does a regular thing that dynamite does, but it does give you 6 dice to roll. It's pretty hefty. It gives you 6 dice to roll on top of your I'm going to say it's going to be probably you're throwing it, so it's going to be Constitution. I'm going to say con. So you've got 6 plus 2, so it's 8 dice already you're rolling. If you want to take 1 or 2 of the sticks of dynamite you've just found, I will allow you to also throw them as well because you've got 20 plus individuals in this building.
I'm going to. I will take 2 more and roll 10.
10 dice. Okay.
10 dice.
Okay. Yeah.
Oui.
Yeah.
Cosgrave would say, Chuck's like, it's taking him a little bit. I reckon they must have found something.
Okay. 3 6s and 1 4.
Okay.
3 6s, 1 4.
So 3 6s give you
2 4s.
2 4s.
3
so
6s, 2 4s. So that is
2 successes, 3 critical successes. So 2 successes just gives you straight up damage on that. That's 1 damage. So that's twice. And then the 6s are doubled. Sorry, 6s are crits. So you get plus 2 for every one of those. So essentially you've hit a fair amount of people. So you've hit them.
So is it 8 people overall, or a bunch of people take 8 damage?
So essentially, Nicole lights the fuses, chucks the dynamite in through the window, scarpers, Flint is up in the air. The fuse goes down. I'm going to roll just for the guys inside to see if they notice anything. So just 1 second. Okay, I rolled 1 critical success. So one of them sees the stick of dynamite. Yeah.
Can we use any of our purchased items from chat to get rid of that critical success?
I will allow you to roll. Yes, I will allow you to spend the blood if you wish. So use one of the plasma packs.
Yep.
To add a blood and then immediately spend it in order to cancel that critical success.
Yeah.
So the dynamite rocks into the building. There is that moment of intake of breath where you're sucking in to see, is it going to go? And then there is a burst of fire as you hear screams and shouts, and like you hear the very familiar sound of body parts being blown apart. And there is a cacophony of screams, all shouting in German, like, "Oh my God, in Himmel!" As fire licks in, and the additional ammo packs that were loaded up against the building fire off and start firing off in different directions, piercing through the concrete. You hear a couple of people getting hit. It is essentially, yes, you're right. It's the equivalent of a fireball in a room, as a large swath of them are completely decimated. A lot of the people that were asleep are decimated. A door at the far end, double doors, burst open, and you see about 6 soldiers rush out, half of them patting out fire, some of them kind of limping, holding their sides. None of them are armed, but they're all stepping out into the open space in the air. Smoke billows out and fire licks behind them. What are the group doing in that moment?
I'm just going to be pointing out where they're exiting. Are they exiting towards us? I'm getting my north, south, east,
They're
west.
coming. Yeah, they're coming out. So the way this looks is it's kind of in the forest, but there's a track, a large wide track, and it's well worn. This shack, this concrete shack, is off to the side, kind of at the tree line of this path that you're walking on, and they're stumbling out into the pathway as the moonlight shines down and the flames flick out from the building, illuminating the area. As these individuals in shadow, limping and coughing and spluttering, smoking, some with flames, all stumble out into the night.
I'm just going to be pointing them out from my aerial position. Like, all right. There's loads of them. Get them.
I think there's no better time for Cosgrave and I to use some of these machine guns we just found to just kind of shoot in a general direction that we know Nazis are in.
Nice.
So I think let's do that, Cosgrave. What do you think?
Cosgrave is smoking a cigarette. He just kind of picks up the gun and just like, it's high moon, cowboy.
That is fucking awful, Cosgrave. God, that feels derogatory almost. Then I'm just gonna start shooting to not have to talk to him anymore.
That's fair. Sorry. It's the uniform, man. It's the uniform. I'm sorry.
Gotta get you out of that thing.
So you all start. You start shooting. So roll me some attacks there, please, which are machine guns.
Absolutely. We got a ton of them. I'll borrow a blood pack for an extra D6 here. Why not?
Nice.
Well, I have a critical and a regular, 3 successes.
Nice.
I have the exact same, 4 and a 6.
Oh, you guys mow the lawn. It's just like boom, 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 as they step out into the night, not expecting to be completely obliterated by their own machine gun fire. They just get ripped to shreds as their bodies just start falling left, right, and center and piling up in the doorway. Flames licking behind them, screams. One or two latecomers stumble out and catch a stray bullet as you just completely destroy them all as they all drop and scream and just fall silent. A pile up of bodies, smoke wafting off them as fire licks out from the open doorway. It's at that moment a large shadow steps out of the flame-framed door, kind of having to duck under as its tall, wide head, blonde, combed to one side. Emma, can I get up the artwork for the Ubermensch, please? As this large Nazi uniform-clad vampire form steps into the night, its shirt burning away, revealing tattoos of the occult, Nazi symbols, kind of very typical, that type of tattoos kind of forming its body. Half of its face is burnt away revealing a skull underneath with glowing yellow eyes, its fangs gleaming. And it's at that moment, Flint, you realize why those two individuals' hearts were beating with fear, because they were obviously in conversation with this abomination. And even their own people fear them, because that's what they are. They are pure evil. You guys are anti-heroes. You guys are Nazis fighting for a good cause, but you're getting fed in the process. These creatures are bred to just destroy. And as this nearly 7-foot tall giant steps out into the night, clearly injured, they've taken damage from the explosion, but clearly also still standing, and looks around and takes you all in. And it points its finger up towards Flint as it sees it flapping in the sky.
Every enemy so far has targeted me, and I'm getting a bit personal. Like,
Hey,
come on.
Hey, down here. What? God, you told me it in a letter. Duma Schlampa, over here, dumbass. I want to get its attention.
It just turns its head slightly, and you just see its yellow eyes glinting in the moonlight. And with immense physical speed, it charges you, Chuck. Now, you do have a moment here. You are vampires as well. You've got your speed too. So I will allow for there to be a roll off in this moment, Chuck. I'm going to roll a d6, and you're going to roll a d6. And whoever gets higher gets to go first.
Awesome.
Okay, here we go. Okay, I got a 2. You got a 5. So you get to go first. As the Ubermensch, its fangs bared. It's like as it charges you, head down, straight towards you. But you're quicker. You're faster on the draw. You prepared for this moment. What do you do?
Oh, this is classic. It's not exactly a duel because I got 3 friends that are about to beat the shit out of him with me. But to me in this moment, it's just me and him. I'm treating this as a little duel. I have hands on both my revolvers. I figured this is as good a time as any. I'm going to use them since they give me a extra dice on a duel moment like this, where it's just me and him going head to head. So I'm going to do that with my revolvers. I'm also going to use another blood pack because we got them, because our people are so lovely and generous, which will put me to 6 dice on this rolling.
Here we go.
As I will sidestep and just lay into the fella once again.
Okay.
Wow, this is an incredible roll, I have to say. I rolled a singular one, and then I rolled 3 regular successes and 2 critical successes.
Ooh.
You get a blood from that then as well? Like, you didn't think they get
I do technically get a blood. Because I rolled a 1.
So that's 5 successes in total, 2 of them critical. Okay. So that would give you an extra +2 to each of the crits. So how many crits were there again out of the 5?
2 critical successes, 3 regular. So
okay.
What is that? 7 total?
7 total. So you get 7 damage total. What are you firing into him with your revolvers?
Oh, I'm full. I'm using my double action here. I'm just laying into him, dumping all 12 of my rounds into his back.
Nice. You were firing away, just full automatic, and he's just coming at you, and you're taking chunks off him. You're hitting him in different parts of the body, and it's just large chunks of meat pulling off his muscular form. And you catch him one in the face, and he stumbles to one side, and he goes down on one knee. He's hurt. And like he's been hurt obviously from the explosion as well. So he stands up to his full height now, standing above you, kind of pulling himself up. There is blood and ichor falling off him. Half of his face is blown away. You just see this large kind of gap in his jaw where his massive fangs, like they're huge. Like this dude is an uber vamp. He is big. He has a bigger jaw than yourself, a bigger bite radius. He's just standing over you as he extends his mouth and his jaw cracks. And it just drops down and large fangs protrude out, and he's going to try and take a bite out of you. Okay. Right, so I got 4 dice. Okay, that's 1 critical, and 1 success. So I only get 1 extra damage per crit. I don't get 2 like you guys do. So that's 5 damage into you, 5 injuries into you as he grabs you and just bites down on you, and you feel the jaw. Like, it's weird for a vampire to feel this, somebody biting you, but this is intense because it's like it's tearing into your flesh. As you all watch, as Chuck is overshadowed by this Ubermensch, and it bites into his shoulder and tears a large chunk out of him. There's a spray of blood through the air as he pulls its head back, and there's like Chuck is now literally missing a chunk of his shoulder. And you've taken 5 injuries into that.
Alrighty. Well, I got some unfortunate news for the fella. As I am filled with gross corrosive fluids, whenever I'm marked with an injury, I reduce the threat of whatever's hitting me by 2. So I will reduce its threat rating by 2. What is it? Blood to cancel out injuries? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I will. I have built up plenty of blood because I roll like an utter dog shit roller. So I'll drop 4 of my blood so I can take an injury to use my fluids on the fella. But I will now roll for my injury, which is a 4. So I will be hit with limping. I now got to. He bit my shoulder and now I'm limping. Do not ask me how. Do not ask me how.
It's that special the tendon that you have.
My Achilles is in my collarbone for some reason.
Now he's kind of like chomping down, but he's like, there's like a look of disgust on his face as he bites into your acrid flesh, and that you see now it's like his blood, the blood in his mouth is starting to foam, and it's like a greenish pus kind of emanating from the cracked jaw, and he's like, and he pulls himself back, and he's dazed and stuff. So that gives everyone else a moment here to do something, because he is now, having ingested part of Chuck, he's not feeling great, as his threat level has been dropped down. So what are the rest of the group doing here? So the closest next then to them, Nicole and Cosgrove. Nicole, what do you want to do?
Something I have that I didn't call before is I have Sapper, which means that when I use explosives, I reduce an objective or threat's challenge by 1. So is that the whole barracks threat, or is that this particular Ubermensch threat?
I'm gonna say, since he's the only one left alive, you've dropped the Ubermensch's threat by 1. So the Ubermensch's threat has now dropped 3 points. So he's dropped quite low.
Okay. So when I see him come out and charging Chuck, I'd like to open up on him again with a rifle, that M1 Garand I picked up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to open up with him on that.
Cool.
So that would be 5 dice, and I could go ahead and take one of our extra ones. So a total of 6. 2 successes and 1 regular success. So I'm just opening up on successes. 2 6s and a 5.
Wow.
Take this, you scum.
You all watch as, after taking a big lump out of Chuck, Nicole just rears back and just starts firing into this guy as he's like salivating at the mouth, and Chuck's vile blood is now pumping through him, and Nicole just fires away into him with those critical successes. You just drop him. He just, and you just see he goes to one knee, and then the last shot through the head, and he just drops to the ground, twitching. He seems to be dead.
Can somebody cut his head off or something? I do not want him to come back.
Chuck's already stomping the shit out of his head.
It's very
I'm upset. I'm upset I got hurt so bad.
Thank you.
The Chuck is like with his limpy legs.
And this is why you're limping. You should just, cut his head off or something.
Stupid Nazi bad. I am going to drink a little bit. I know he's juiced up. I'm going to drink a little. I'm going to get out my bendy straw and have a little taste.
Yeah, no, definitely. You if you're going to do that, I'll allow you to mark off. If you're going to feed on the Ubermensch, I'll allow you to mark yourself off 2 more injuries.
Oh, my Achilles is back. Yippee!
Oh, you restored that chunk he took out of you.
I ate it back. I took it out.
Make sure you have start your morning with it.
God, I'm a little gamey. Shit.
And I get to feed on fear. So So when I reduce a threat level to rating 0, I get 3 blood. So since I got to finish him off, do I get 3 blood?
Yes, you get 3 blood.
Just like see the blood in the air just floating towards. Like, how are you doing that? That's what I would imagine. And they kind of gesture to the barracks and be like, "Why? If you can do that, why am I wasting my time blowing up corpses? If you can just do this."
Cosgrave, your Nazi bomb is a very special part of this team's repertoire. All right, we can't lose that.
Yeah, otherwise, I'd just be throwing Nazis at other Nazis, and that's not as fun.
That.
Oh, by the
You are-
way, there's a really big guy. Oh, you guys dealt with him already? Okay. He was making eyes at me. He was weird.
Yeah, he pointed at you, and I got a little
you
upset
saw
with
that
him.
too? I don't
Yeah.
know why. I think he was like, I don't know, telling me where the candy floss machine was or something. It was
I don't know what I said to him. I just remember Cosgrave called me at once, way back when we were being stupid here on one of our first missions.
That's where we met the Rust Witch. It's all coming together.
The lore is dropping. The plot is building. It thickens. It's like a stew.
The fog of war is reeling back as we create these connections.
You're having these conversations as you're moving on further through the forest, and for the
Speaking of the Rust Witch, let's get out of here.
And that is the thing. So you are now more used to your surroundings. You're getting used to this thing, and after reading the map, you're aware now. You've pinpointed where you are with this particular guard post, and you know there's other guard posts, but you can avoid them. And for the sake of expediency, and I'm very aware of the time that we're in here, what I'm going to say here is you over the next hour, you take a little bit longer to get to kind of circumvent the guard posts, and you now find yourself on the kind of the outskirts of the forest, standing in the tree line or hunkered down in the tree line, looking up the long grassy pathway towards the main fountain that sits outside the Palace of Versailles. It is illuminated at night. There's Nazi spotlights everywhere, kind of converging on this space. And you see its beautiful gold color of the castle. Obviously, the brick is of a certain kind of shade, and it kind of gives off that illumination. But you can't help but marvel at the sight of it. It is a beautiful piece of architecture, but it is ruined by the draping of the Nazi insignia, the swastika, in its red and white and black, hanging from every edifice that the Nazis can hang it from. It seems to pervert this building in all of its ways. And you see there are guard patrols here. There are kind of guard towers that are sweeping the searchlights across. And you can see guards patrolling with dogs. You can see larger, kind of more mutated individuals, not really Ubermensch, but not really human either, limping along in different sections. But the guards are giving them a wide berth. It's very much a well-guarded space. And the scent on the air is unmistakable. It is the smell of death, as you were all well used to it at this point. You know from the diagrams and the maps in Wet Dog, you know from the diagrams and the maps that you have that there are specific entrances in, and you can surmise, I will allow you to surmise this, that from the eastern side of the palace, there are a couple of entrances that aren't as heavily guarded because they're away from the front entrance. So if anyone was to it's mainly, this whole place is guarded for a frontal assault, not from a sideways assault or an attack from the rear. Cosgrave, give me a sense roll, please.
Saying good, it's not a common sense roll, because the way I'm going, it did not work out. I have a sense. Oh, sorry.
You mean search, just for stats' sake?
Sorry. Yes, search. Sorry. Thinking of different games. This is the problem when you have too many game systems stuck in your head. A search roll. Thank you for that, Riley. Appreciate it.
Make sure you roll your hunger die as well, Cosgrave, just to really make sure you're on top of things.
Get my snack roll going on. I have 2 successes.
2 successes. As you stretch out your occult senses, and you start kind of putting a couple of symbols in the air, because you're checking consistently for this Rust Witch.
Absolutely. I'm terrified.
In your mind's eye, you can feel this scream through the ether. And you definitely know that there is a Rust Witch on the premises here somewhere. She is within the building. Now, the Palace of Versailles is vast. So depending on What way? Did you just get regular successes? There was no crits?
No crits. Yeah, just 2 successes.
So you know
like
she's in the building somewhere, but you can't pinpoint exactly where. The entrances seem to be on the eastern side of the palace. There seem to be 2 entrances, one on the on the second floor, but also one on the ground floor that kind of leads into a basement area. That would be probably the easiest for the group to infiltrate quickly.
Can I just double check? Is the second floor the top floor?
So does that mean we have to get through the wall first?
Well, to answer Flint's question, there are at least 3 to 4 floors in the Palace of Versailles. To infiltrate for Nicole, you would have to sneak your way around past the guards that are patrolling. So there will have to be some sneak rolls from everyone here to see how well you get past them, or if you have to take any of them down. But it's all depending on how you want to approach this in the moment.
I think going through the side or the back might be the best idea.
So I would like to say I agree. Do you want to do your thing you do with me where we drop smoke bomb in one area where they think we are sneaking, and then we go around them, and if necessary, I can make the spot around us very shadowy where they cannot see us.
Okay, yeah, the good old the bomb drop technique. I like it. It needs a better name, but I like the technique. Yeah.
I mean, so far with the techniques that we've seen, there's been bomb throw and bomb drop. There's a theme emerging, I think.
Yeah, I know, and I don't even blow the things up. I'm just here to throw things around.
You are very good at throwing things around.
Yeah, I'm strong.
Emma, can I get a time check there, please? Just real quick. Okay.
All right, team. The voice in my head says we have exactly 23 minutes to finish this job.
The Rust Witch is going to recognize my scent here. Trust me.
Look, we get it. You had a nearly romantic one-time lunch encounter with the Rust Witch at a cute little diner, and you thought it was going to happen, and then she found out you were a vampire, and now here we are. It's okay, Cosgrave. You can let it out.
This is definitely a 21-minute job, so I think we nailed this in the bag.
You know, we got this rocket launcher. Why don't we throw that in the mix too, and maybe clear out whatever forces go investigate
I don't think
the
we
smoke.
should throw the rocket launcher in. We should just shoot the rocket launcher.
Flint, words are very important, and I thank you for correcting me on my terminology. Yes, I believe we should shoot the rocket launcher at the things, because if we run into this Rust Switch, we're going to lose all of our weapons.
Did you tell us we got 6 rocket launchers, Jim?
I'm trying to remember how many I said, but let's just say, for the sake of it, 6 sounds like a really good number.
Well, it's more than one each that we can handle.
Yes.
I appreciate you carrying 3 of our rocket launchers.
I opened the bag up. There was 3 rocket launchers. Now there's 6. They're just making little rocket launchers.
They're actually nuclear fissioning a little bit, where they're coming apart. We have to hurry before this becomes a problem. Let's throw those smoke bombs and just start shooting rockets. I think that's a great idea.
What if we all just have one rocket launcher each and just blow the building?
All right, rocket launch competition. Everyone grab one each. Everyone shoot something. The one who does the best wins.
Takes the
fight.
other 2.
Fair.
I'm going to drop in the smoke grenade first. So,
do that so we can draw them over.
That's a good idea.
I'm guessing one of the side windows is going to be like a staircase. I've never seen this building. I have no idea what it is in real life.
So in the Palace of Versailles, it's essentially like it's a large kind of gold brick building. It is a sight to behold, but there are multiple levels to it. Think kind of like, it's not so much Baroque, but it's got that kind of gaudy-ish but classy at the same time.
Okay. This is not what I was imagining when I've Googled it. That's fine.
But at the side of it, then you have there's obviously the Nazis are building around it, and there's scaffolding everywhere on the sides. And even from your vantage point in the tree line, you can see that if you were to get up on some of that scaffolding, if there's an entrance on the eastern side, you'd be able to climb in if you're stealthy. You can cause a distraction on the western side to draw the Nazis over if you wish, and then sneak around. If that's what your plan is.
Or you can go full.
Yeah, cool. So who wants to initiate this? Who's kicking this off?
So distraction-wise, I think I'm borrowing a smoke bomb and I'm flying over there and throwing one in.
Cool. Okay. So you're flying up. I'm going to get you to do. Let me see. I mean, like, I'm not even going to get you to roll for it. So you're going to fly up quietly. You can give me a sneak roll if you wish.
You get one next. Yeah. But if you're covering in advance, there's a +1 die.
Ooh,
Yeah.
sweet. 3 successes out of the 4 die I rolled.
Nice.
Oh no, sorry. 2 crit successes, 1 success.
2 crits.
Yeah,
like
2 crits.
you don't even hear the flapping of Flint's wings. Those speed holes seem to have done the trick.
I told
somehow.
you the speed holes work.
As Flint just takes off into the sky and kind of veers over to the western side of the pass, and you see the bomb. You don't see anything. You just don't even hear it. You just all of a sudden there's a and you hear a kind of an exclamation and a shout off in the distance. Is like, "Was for das? Ich hent was brennt!" And just like a couple of different shouts in German as a collection of the soldiers turn, and there's like a plume of billowing black smoke kind of bursting off into the sky, off to the kind of the side of one of the guard towers. And the guard is leaning over the side, looking down to see what he can see if something's on fire. And a load of the guards are rushing over. With those successes, you managed to distract 90% of the German forces to kind of now go investigate what the smoke bomb is. You've left 1 or 2 kind of still patrolling, kind of looking over, but they haven't moved over in that direction. So it's now on to the rest of you to try and sneak past.
Are we sneaking past, or are we blowing the hell out of all of them? That team.
Bit of A, bit of B.
Well, I was going to say, if there's only a couple left.
I see let's sneak past and then...
Then blow them up.
Yes, sure. But I can also make us blackness around us and we sneak.
Okay.
Nicole does have to let the demons out every now and then. I think we let her do that.
Very good. Okay. So Nicole is going to kind of billow out some darkness, and then in the cover of darkness, the 4 of you are going to quickly get over. With that, I'm not even going to get you to roll because the darkness will do the cover for you.
Sneak.
Yeah. So the 4 of you in the cover of darkness, while the Nazis are completely distracted, even the 2 guards that are barely distracted, they don't see you as you kind of deftly, quietly. And Flint, you're flying, so you're kind of up in the air and you're gliding across, and you're still feeding off those critical successes as you kind of move your way in. And you make your way around to the eastern side of the palace, and straight away you notice that the scaffolding leads up. There's up kind of about 20 feet up along the side of the palace. There's a basement entrance down, but there's also about another 10 feet on in the scaffolding. There is a large open window that you could go in. So you've got 2 options here for yourself.
I'll go in through the window.
So
basement.
Flint just like drops the wings and just straight in through the window. What are the rest of you doing?
I think they like to be closer to hell, like Nicole said. Let's go to the basement.
Okay. Okay.
Is the basement door locked?
No, it's actually open. Everything is open here. So this is quickly, because it's an old building, so there's no big cast iron doors here. These are all still original structures. So you you could force the door, but you push it open and it creaks, and you step into a kind of dark, dank basement as Flint rolls in through the window up above. Flint, as you land in, you find yourself in a small storeroom that is essentially would have been a very small servants' quarters sometime in the past when this palace was occupied, but is now filled with storage boxes, all stamped with the swastika and the eagle symbol. Seems to be that the Nazis are filling it with heirlooms and treasures from the palace, ready to cart it back to Germany. And it's like there is some dust here, but it's freshly opened boxes, packing materials, so on and so forth. You do very quickly pick up movement in your ears from outside. Down in the basement, the 3 of you step in, and it is pretty deserted and dank in here. You hear the skittering of rats. There's some packaging, some ammunition here, nothing major. and there is one door. There's a set of steps that lead up into a door, and there's some light cascading in. The light is kind of eerily green, and off in the distance you hear like sparking of electricity. And there's an acrid stench of ozone in the air that seems to burn at your nostrils as your heightened vampire senses take it all in. What are the group doing at this moment?
That's it. That is it. That is it. I know that must be the laboratory.
Hey, Cosgrave, just to check in, I consider you the smartest of us. What is our escape plan?
It's fluid. Depends
Liquid.
On
Gotcha. It's on the rocks. I understand.
Yeah, it depends on what I've got a few things in the works. But,
If we trade out the rocket launchers for our 3 bodies, I think Flit could probably manage to get there, considering he was just flying around up there, not making a single damn sound, with 3 rocket launchers strapped to his back. Which, by God, impressive.
I've got some ideas on how we're going to get out of here. It just really depends on what we come up against.
All right, I'll follow you too. I'll just shoot things.
But I guess if we just
All right. I think we're going to be in close quarters, so I've got my sawed-off gun.
Okay.
Go, Cosgrave.
I think if we just blow this up, as much as I want to do something sneaky and smart with it, blowing it up does seem to work.
Upon hearing the phrase "blow it up," Chuck already has his rocket launcher over his shoulder, pointed at the wall.
Flint, as these 3 are discussing the general mechanics of a Panzerfaust,
firebomb.
You are kind of in the room, and the door to the room is open, and as your ears prick up and you catch yourself, you too hear that crackling of electricity, and that acrid stench of ozone hits your flared bat-like nostrils. And the jangling of the 3 Panzerfaust across your shoulders kind of sound like music to you. So, the 3 of them are getting ready to go into the room and fire. What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't really talk about me. If I hear heartbeats on the other side of this door, I'm just ready to attack them. I was hoping to find something that was slightly more flammable in this room, but heck, we work with what we've got.
Yeah, it's just a lot of packing crates and a lot of heirlooms, paintings, and
that's fair.
Kind of vases and shit. But as if you step out, are you stepping out of the room?
I am, yes. I've already donned my steel gouging claws, though.
Nice. As you step out of the room and you step into a corridor, you notice the changes the Nazis have made here. And this is the similar for the 3 of you if you're stepping out into the corridor below him. Because he's essentially not too far, kind of off to the right and above you, looking down into the area you're walking into. They've completely hollowed out the interior of the section of the palace. In the center, you see a large, gigantic, what looks like it's like a huge, giant bell jar. And in the center of this bell jar, strapped to a massive, massive table, think Frankenstein, this huge werehund is strapped to this thing, its arms outstretched. Emma, if I could get the werehund art up again, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Its arms outstretched, electrodes attached to its body, large oscillating cylinders protrude along the walls, and it's filled the room with a glowing electrical light. You see standing at consoles at the far end of the room a multitude of seemingly scientists with white lab coats, with underneath they have Nazi uniforms, and they're all chattering and pointing to different things with each other as this gigantic 8-foot tall werehund lies strapped to this table, wires connected into its huge mutated body with massive metal spikes protruding from its shoulders and arms, its large Doberman-like head laid back, tongue lolling out as electricity pumps into its form and it kind of jerks slightly. You see scientists hitting switches and throwing bolts and throwing levers and pressing buttons. One has this massive injection of this green fluid that is going over to the werehund and sticking it into its abdominal area and just pumping it full of this liquid. And this is the sight all 4 of you see from different angles and different positions as you slowly but surely step into the area. What do you want to do?
If I may, I'm going to take some liberties with my equipment.
Okay.
Rocket launchers.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my grappling hook to tie the 3 rocket launchers I have together.
Okay.
See my 3 comrades who are also there.
Oh my god.
Because apparently I can also lift a Nazi, I didn't realize Flint was that strong. I'm gonna have my 3 rocket launchers in one hand and a stick of dynamite in the other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna point to my 3 comrades and go, well, I hope you understand the plan that I'm insinuating here. Because there's no way they can hear me. We're on different floors. I don't want to shout because there's a bunch of bad guys. I'm just gonna.
So the 3 of you look up and you just see the bat-like form of Flint holding 3 Panzerfausts in one hand and a stick of dynamite in another. His large ears flapping, his nostrils flaring as he's waving these things about. I am going to roll to see if any of the scientists notice any of this.
I know he's trying to tell us something. I just don't know what.
Those scientists are as dumb as shit. I rolled 4 ones.
Yeah, they're Nazi scientists. Of course they're stupid as shit. What are we talking about?
I rolled 4 ones. I have never seen anything like that before in my life.
Situational
No one ever looks up.
Science.
Yeah.
Real.
I rolled 4 ones. That's insane. That's mad. I'm shocked.
No one
by
ever
that.
looks up.
Just so you know, there's a 1 in 1,296 chance that happens.
I kind of feel I need to take a photograph of this and put it in the chat. But anyway. So the Nazis are too busy doing their experiment and kind of revitalizing this werehund to see Flint in the full bat form vampire waving his shit at his comrades as they are down on the floor. What are the group doing in this moment?
I think it's give a thumbs up to Flint. They're like, like doing. I don't speak like silent bat, but
Hey, here's how you do it, Cosgrave. Right after Nicole gets to tell us what's on her mind, she's always so polite.
All right. I am going to point at the Panzerfaust on my shoulder. Right, this is the rocket launcher, right?
Yes.
Right, Panzerfaust.
It's a one-use rocket launcher.
So I'm pointed to it, and I will point to and give the thumbs up to whatever it is Flint wants to do, because I just want to blow things up. And so I will take it and I will make a cold shot, and I am pointing to the scientist and the row of machines where they are throwing all the levers, because I want to fuck shit up. I don't want them to rebuild this. So I want to take out the minds behind the creature.
Okay. So that's Nicole's call shot. Cosgrave and Chuck, what are you guys doing?
I'll shoot the dog, I guess.
Cool.
I'll old yeller. Shit.
Yeah, Cosgrave will aim at the werewolf as well, I think.
Okay, cool. And Flint, last but by no means least, with your 3 Panzerfaust and your stick of dynamite, how are you kicking this off?
I'm gonna throw the dynamite first after lighting it with whatever lighter I have, and aim the dynamite at the dog on the lab thing. I feel bad for it. Dogs obviously barely describes this monstrosity in front of us, but this little puppy that we're murdering. Go throw the dynamite as close as I can to it.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna shoot the 3 rocket launchers I have.
Okay, right. So everyone roll your dice. So essentially, the dice roll for the Panzerfaust is 5 dice for the Panzerfaust, 5 for the Panzerfaust, and 6 for the stick of dynamite. So the 3 of you folks on the ground floor have 5 dice, and then plus your shoot dice, which is 4. So you're rolling 10 dice, and then Flint. Actually, no. Sorry, it depends on your stat. So your shoot stat. So Nicole has a shoot stat of 4. Cosgrave has a shoot stat of 2. Chuck has a shoot stat of 2. Sorry, 3. And Flint has a shoot stat of 1. But you're still rolling.
Who gave me 3 rocket launchers? That was a
Flint,
terrible idea.
Flint, I'm telepathically speaking to you in my mind. Use 3 of our plasma packs.
So this is if we have plasma packs left over and you want to really make all of it count, this is the time now to use your plasma packs.
I'm just
Flint used 3 of them.
For my
that's
dynamite,
the
I rolled
case,
6 dice, yeah?
Let me see now. Sorry. For your for the dynamite, you rolled 6 dice just for the dynamite. And then the panzers are 5 each.
Cosgrave is going to kneel down in front of everyone and be like, I've been saving this for a very, very special occasion. He's opened up a little jar, and I'm going to use our Mother Millicent's stolen soul jar to give myself +3 to any dice roll.
Nice. Okay, lovely. Right. So calculate your dice rolls, roll your dice, and let's see how many crits and successes we get here.
Flint's rolling at least 12 dice here, which is a blast.
It's 5 per rocket launcher. That's 15.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, math is hard. I thought he was shooting 1 and he's rolling 21 dice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh god.
For the dynamite,
plus your shoot, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's
which
shoot
is
for
1.
all.
So for the dynamite, because I did have 6 dice, I rolled
Yeah.
3 successes, no crits.
Excellent. No crits. Okay, 3 successes. Okay, let's jot that down. I'm going to just make a note of all these successes and failures and crits and stuff. Here we go. So 3 successes. Okay. Now.
I will let others roll next, and then I'll do my big rocket launcher roll at the end, just because.
Oh, dramatic,
excellent.
of course.
So yeah, the drama.
So, Nicole, give us your dice roll for shooting the Panzer at the machines.
Three successes and
Yes.
2 crits.
Oof. Okay. Right. And now, Chuck and Cosgrave, you guys go.
I got 2 critical successes and 2 normal successes, 6 total.
Okay. And Cosgrave.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular successes and 3 critical successes.
Oh shit!
I said,
blow up a Nazi, am I right, guys?
I'm saving the spirit jar for a special occasion.
How cathartic is this game? How cathartic is this game? Okay, Flint, give us the big roll for those 3 panzers.
Yes!
So 3 rocket launchers, a shoot of 1, and I am using 3 blood packs. So that's 19 dice.
Wow.
I've had to use Google Dice Roll because while I do have 19 D6s, I'm not spending that much time finding them. So, number of successes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 successes. Of which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are crit successes.
Okay. Right.
17 successes.
19. 19
Oh
D6s.
my lord.
Somewhere in Germany, like the
17.
first team are trying to find Hitler, and just all these rockets just turn up.
What's the number 1 team doing right now?
They're going
This is
after
crazy.
Hitler. You guys are going after the
You
factory.
know how we
They're
talked
going
about
after
nuclear
Hitler.
fission? This might be as close as we get.
The rockets are multiplying as they're flying.
Hitler's somewhere sitting in a penthouse in Paris. He looks out over the landscape of Versailles, and he just sees this mushroom cloud where his factory should be. But
Why is there a second sun in my city? It makes no sense.
Why is Versailles on fire? What is going on? I just cannot stand this. Just think that scene from Downfall where he's just like in the bunker. And he's just, you know, so chaos erupts from this. The dynamite in slow motion through the air, dunk, dunk, lands in the lap of the werehund and just explodes. Followed one by one as Nicole shoots her Panzerfaust directly at the console. It obliterates it as the scientist is thrown through the air, catching himself in the cables and the wires and entangled into the electrical diodes, electrocuting himself. He's burst into flames. His body parts are thrown apart from the explosion. The other scientist who's mid-injection into the werehund is blown back from the explosion of the dynamite as the remaining panzers each detonate one by one by one into the area as that massive glass jar that they inhabit with all these accoutrements shatters. And there is a cacophony of explosions and electricity and energy and occult curses that split the air. Now, this is where it gets tricky as the flames start to lick skyward and the ceiling of Versailles is blown clear off as a green lick of fire shoots straight into the air and the body of the werehund is ragdolled through the sky. Large chunks of metal and wood following and impaling itself as its body is tossed and thrown. It just skyrockets and goes up and up and up, and you do not see it come down. But you are all in the vicinity of the explosion that you've just set off. As chain reaction after chain reaction after chain reaction just starts to erupt through the palace. And corridors are... because they've literally used up the entire place and laid cable and wire and everything through this entire thing to use the perverted cruciform shape of Christianity to power the occult that fed this entire thing as a straight up fuck you to the general gods that be. The Nazis were using all manner of twisted distortion in this one. And Cosgrove, just as you're being tossed through the air by the explosion, you hear if off in the distance that sweet cacophonous sound of a screaming rust witch as she starts to chase through the palace, fire licking at her heels. Nazis are thrown left, right, and center. I need every single one of you to make a roll for me to see how well you survive this. And I'm going to allow you to use all of your remaining blood packs to kind of boost yourselves here. So I'm going to get you to do, you see now, what kind of a roll would this be? I'm going to let you choose. You can either choose, depending on how you want to handle this, brawl or constitution, to see how quick you can get out of the palace before it completely erupts and is left as a smoking crater.
Any relevant equipment, as I have 2 uses of the jars to pass.
Yeah, you can use any relevant equipment, any relevant gear, anything at all here to kind of try and save your skin. Any clever ways of doing things.
If I may, with respect to Flint, with the damage that I did, with the way that I did it, I don't think he planned to make it out of the building.
I mean, there's a hole in the roof. You could fly like.
Well, yeah, I'd be going through it very quickly.
Well, you got people who might help you as well.
Like blown?
As much as I know it's disgusting to suggest to Chuck, but is there any chance?
Did we have any blood packs left?
And lick Flint up with you.
Oh, this is easy. Watch this. I'm gonna, as part of my escape, I'm going to expend. I'll use all 3 of my blood if I need to, for my lashing tongue to go out several yards up to grab Flint and pull him down to us to give him a safer escape route.
To answer your question, Nicole, yes, we have 2 blood packs left.
Yes. Sorry. So, in all of this chaos, Chuck is going to give Flint a good old tonguing and drag him from the balcony as the explosions kind of push through. So that would give you an extra die in your roll here for you, Flint. Your ally is aiding you in this moment. So I'll give you an extra dice. There's also 2 blood packs as well, as we've said. So I want everyone to pick their stat they want to roll here. Add any equipment, any abilities, anything at all you want to add here to see how well you can get out of this. See how many successes we get here.
I got 2 successes.
Nice. Okay.
I'm rolling my 3 brawl, yeah, and then I'm gonna also throw on my spider scurry to use the walls and ceilings as much as I need to add a little bit more. I have a critical success and a normal success.
Nice.
I have 1 regular success, 2 criticals.
Nice. Jeez. You're doing really well here. And Nicole.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
I wanted to use my con, and I did very well there. But could I also do a smoke grenade and cover our advance as we leave, and throw that? Could
Yeah,
that be a separate roll?
100%. I'll allow you to use that as a bonus. It'll give
Or
you an
no?
extra die. You can use it as a bonus to roll an extra dice for no problem whatsoever.
Just one more? One more. Okay.
One more.
Okay. So I got 4 regular successes and 3 sixes.
Okay. Right.
So to cover our advance with the smoke.
Nice. What that will do, and Nicole has saved you all for one more boss fight. Cosgrave, you feel the essence of the rust witch basically burn. You can sense her vanishing from the essence of the occult as the fire catches up with her, and she can't get to you in time because Nicole has covered your exit with a smoke bomb, and the exploding surroundings of Versailles just kind of a cacophony of explosions around you covers you as you all manage to duck. Chuck grabs Flint. There's a duck and a roll as the large winged bat form tumbles to the ground and lands at all of your feet. Chuck's tongue just wrapped around his shoulders, and he just pulls it back into his gaping maw. And quickly, your vampire speed kicks in, and all 4 of you rush out through the basement entrance, the scaffolding exploding around you, fire licking at your heels, that crackling sense of electricity and ozone nipping at the backs of you. Your clothes are getting burnt. That Nazi uniform has seen much better days now and is definitely going to need a repair, or else is completely discarded, as Cosgrove is now running naked through the Parisian countryside. But you all manage, with that amount of successes and critical successes, all 4 of you burst out from the exploding Palace of Versailles just at the last minute. Your back steaming, smoke rising off your forms, blood pumping in your veins, your vampire hearts pumping extra fast. You have succeeded in your mission in destroying the Werehund factory as you all lay gasping in the cool grass on the exterior of Versailles as the palace burns around you. And your mission is complete.
Cosgrove going to look down and be like, ugh.
Are we running into the forest? What are we doing?
It's let's enjoy the smell of burning Nazis for a little bit. This is nice. Looking up at the night sky together.
Just like fireworks.
I'm passing my flask around. We're all just relaxing. Flint, you taste like shit, by the way. I gotta say that. That was awful.
I forgot to wash. I'm sorry.
It's okay, buddy. I
I
still
wasn't
love you.
expected to be tongued.
You know, you don't always get tongued by old Chuckster.
It's a rare occasion.
Hey, it's a special one.
Like,
You join a select club, Flint. I got to tell you.
Because we like put a shoulder over Chuck's, like 8 arm over Chuck's shoulder, and be like, then just like last time when they say, we ended up, I'm naked and you've got a foul.
Oh God, I'm giving you my shirt. Please wrap this around your vampire dick, please. I beg.
In proper clothing again. Thank you.
Just like last time.
And it's on that note, as we pan away and the smoke from Versailles rises into the night sky, and off in the distance, Paris still burns. And this mission comes to a close. Thank you so much to the players. Fair play. Well done. Great job. Brilliant stuff.
And still no
Excellent.
candy floss.
Still no candy floss.
Damn it.
That's mission 2.
We have
Son of a
like
bitch.
1 job, guys.
We'll be back in 30 minutes for another 3 hours.
For finding the ferry.
just basically thank you everyone that stayed on the stream. I know it's late here in this part of the world and it's early in Australia, and we also have people, obviously Riley and Dana, they lure over in Texas, so we're from all stretches of the globe. So thank you so much to everyone that's tuned in. Thank you to everyone that's donated and continues to donate for this amazing cause. We're close to, I think we're getting closer and closer to our 11 grand kind of target, which is insane. Fair play to everyone involved. Just to remind everyone, I as your GM, I'm Wayne. You can find me on multiple different streams, be it the Source and Shenanigans one on YouTube or the Emerald Collective Daggerheart stream as well. And I pop up here on D8 Dungeon from time to time. Thank you so much to everyone. You'll also find me as well on the Pubcast. The Irish Pubcast is the podcast we do. Folks, I'm going to give everyone a chance to shout out themselves. So let's go. I'm just looking at my screen here. So Flint, Paul, if you go first, and then follow up there, Nicole, you can go after, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, once again, I am Paul, aka AmSandy20. I've been playing the incredibly fun Flynn, and this voice might come back for another character one day, because I quite like it. Click on my name in chat if you want to give me a follow. I run 2 TTRPGs a week, Blades of the Dark and Dungeons and Dragons. I also run a monthly quiz, which is always on the lookout for new contestants. So if you are interested in that, give us a follow and reach out. It's been an absolute blast today. High five for everyone. High five for D8 and Hexes and Vexes.
Okay,
little eager.
That's it.
Okay, so I am Danaloo_who on most of my socials, but in fandom spaces like this one, I go by Zool, or in this one, Zool44 on Twitch. And I hang out in some of the chats for Emerald Collective, D8 Dungeon, that kind of thing. And you might find me about once a month on Critter XD's YouTube channel, playing The Knights Who Say Chill.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Riley, you go ahead there.
Of course, it's me once again, Riley, the man who played Chuck. You can find me at Riley Manus on TikTok and Blue Sky as a voice man of a certain contraption. Currently TTRPG streamless, but you can look for me and some of my friends from Heroes and Hooligans who are regrouping and making a new project under the title of The Weave Keepers. That'll be coming out sometime here in the next few months.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Joe.
Hello, I'm Joe. I'm on all socials as Mr. Lawman, usually playing a lot of D&D or Vampire the Masquerade or anything World of Darkness related. And I have been Cosgrave, the disappointment to his mother, magician. And thank you to everyone for helping me continue to be a disappointment. It was a great deal of fun.
Excellent. And I just want to say a big, huge thank to our technical master or mistress or excellence, Emma. Thank you so much for everything you've done in the background there, from keeping us on time and the art and everything else. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Folks, that is it for Operation Bloodstorm. But the D8 Dungeon Drive and the Hexes and Vexes Drive continues into the Australian time frame. So we're now handing over. I think we're gonna try and raid Hexes and Vexes, I believe. Is that what we're gonna try and do? That's what we're gonna do. So anyone that's on the stream, please stick around. We're gonna raid. I've never actually said that on Twitch before. That's how old I am. We're going to raid somebody. It's a new piece of vocabulary for me. So onwards, as you say. Thank you again to everyone that's tuned in. We hope you've had fun. Do check out Eat the Reich. It is a very different type of game, but it's a fun game. It's a lot of crack, and you can put a lot of your own energy into it, as we've done this evening. So again, thank you so much to the players. Thank you, Emma. Thank you to everyone tuning in. Stay safe, look after yourselves, and do not forget to donate to Project Hope. Thank you.